Oh, yeah. Hey! Can you dig it? Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. It's Untethered Live on a Wednesday night. I'm your host, Jake Johnson, and tonight is Wednesday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in your neck of the woods. There. Bam. Make it all work right. It's been a lovely day. It's a Wednesday. It's been cold, but not too cold. Long, but not too long. Windy, but not too windy. Wednesday, but not too Wednesday. You know how it goes. Typical, whatever kind of day. It's all right. Can't complain. What about you? What'd you do today? I shaved. That's always a good thing. It's a good sign. It means I'm waking up. Coming back to life. About to get wild up in here. Get some stuff done. Who's first in chat? Amanda's with me. Amanda, who's first in chat?
That would be Judy.
Judy. Hi, Judy. Judy says 3, 7, your turn. I don't get it. Judy says, hey, Jake and Amanda. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Kevin says, hey, Judy, and hey, Jake and Amanda. Kevin Bernard, my friend, how are you? What's going on? Are you safe? Are you snowed in?
He's the plowman. He can plow his way out.
Right on. Well, if he owns a truck, he can.
I'd imagine he probably takes it home with him.
Maybe. I don't know. How does that work? And Judy says, hey, Kevin.
Judy, here's your gold star.
Gold star for being first in chat. How about that?
Hi, Judy and Kevin. And hi, Untethered Live family. Good to see y'all. Happy hump day.
Camel, camel.
There you go.
Ah, got
it. One day you get it right, huh?
Like a broken clock. Once a week.
I hope everyone's doing good. Hiya, Jake. How are you tonight?
Like a broken clock. Once a week.
Imagine that.
I'm doing all right. And I got a nice hot cup of coffee. Thank you for the coffee.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. It is delicious. Don't you want to have a cup with me? Talk about the world? If so, go to the kitchen, pour yourself up a nice hot cup of coffee, and let's get it talking about it. If you don't have a cup, though, you can get one in the description below. I recommend the first one that has my face on it. It is fantastic and clean-shaven. Also, we're down there. If you go down there, we have the stainless steel tumblers. The big ones and the little ones. They both got locking lids. They keep your coffee hot for hours. They look great on your coffee table, and they got the Untethered Live Bible Study logo on the front. Also, they got shovels and rakes and hose. Oh, my. I don't know about those last three, but they definitely got the one thing. Go check it out anyway. Like, subscribe, share, support, join, and super chats are available in the chat box. If you like to show a little bit of love, if you'd like to, you can do that at CashApp $ jakejohnsonband. And I do appreciate it if you do, and I greatly appreciate it if you did. Do and did. All right. One last thing, if you'd like to hang out with us outside of the YouTubeverse, outside of their oppressive little fingers and me misreading everything you write down, you can do that over at facebook.com/UntetheredLiveChillin'. It's a great place to hang out. There's a group chat over there. If you're a part of this show, you can be part of that and talk to each other and share pictures, text, videos, and memes and really get to know one another. And it stays updated regularly with things that pertain to the show. Sometimes it gets quite in-depth. It's an extracurricular learning activity over there, so go check it out. You'll like it. And now, on to Linda. Hi, Linda. Linda says, hi, all friends in chat. Hi, how are you? How are things? I wanted to wear my shirt tonight, but it's got green on it, and it blew out, so I had to put on a different shirt. I did put it on first, though. Sorry. I'll wear it during the day. I do love it. Amy's here. She says, Jeremiah 31:13. 31:13. See how that goes? I will turn their mourning into joy. I will comfort them and give them gladness for their sorrow. That's a good verse. Well used. Hey, Amy, how are you? Judy says, hey, Linda.
Hi, Linda and Amy.
Judy says, hey, Amy. And Amy says, hey, Amanda, Cookie, and Judy. What am I, chopped liver? You want to say hey to me? Aaron says, what's cracking? Crackin's cracking. What's up, Aaron? Nice to see you, brother. How are you? Hey.
Oh, go ahead.
You go ahead.
Woohoo! 1.5K subs. Nice.
We're growing. We're
Yep.
growing. I didn't realize it went up.
Yes, it did. I did.
Yeah.
You know, I always look at it.
Good. We're growing. I said that. Why do I feel like I'm repeating myself? Only 10 years it took me to run out of things to talk about. I'm not out. I just have to pause. How are you, Aaron? How are things down in Florida? Judy says, hey, Aaron.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello. Amy says, Aaron, Panda, and Microsoft Windows. I don't know what that is.
Almost looks like a suitcase or something.
Panda's moving?
I don't know.
I don't know. Aaron says, ooh la, Judy. Or hola. Hola. Either hola or ooh la la, one or the other. Either one works. And Judy says, LOL, Aaron. Aaron says, raccoon pumping gas again. Is that what that is? That don't look like a gas pump. I'll take it, though. Whatever. It's your imagination. You can see whatever you want to see. That clearly isn't one. Amy says, Aaron, that raccoon is wearing underwear and flip-flops. Apparently lives in a trailer in Florida and drinks Busch Light. Likes to reset his girlfriend's hard drive every now and then when she comes home late with the meth payments. Amber says, good evening, family. Guess what? What? My little man friend, Kent, is watching with me tonight. Yay. I bought a real life friend. He's 10. Oh, well, that's better. I was going to say probably not a good idea to call him your little man friend, but if he's 10, that makes sense. I was going the other direction. Hi, Kent. How are you?
Hi, Kent.
Judy says, hey, Amber. Amy says, hi, Amber. And finally, hi, Jake. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Glad I could show up. Amber says, fabulous.
Hi, Amber.
Amber, how you doing? It is fabulous. Amy says, hi, Kent. Bill Bennett's here. He says, hello, guys. Happy Wednesday. What is Rump going to tell us here at 9 a.m.? 9. I'm assuming you mean Trump, and I don't know. I don't have the inside track. I know it seems like I know everything, but I don't. Judy says, Miller Lite. Yes. Judy says, hey, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
Bill says, Judy, Bush, and Miller Lite is skunk pea. I'm not arguing. Amber says, planting mustard seeds. Family, I'm trying to plant seeds. Hey, that's good. You know what they say about a mustard seed? Apparently, they're easy to plant, but if you got faith as much as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. I wonder how much faith it takes to plant a mustard seed. Look at me looking for the loopholes. Aaron says, oh, Lord, Leo is fighting the pillow again. Kevin says, hello, Linda, Amy, and Aaron. Amy says, like, shared, and invited some friends. Thank you, Amy. Amy says, hi, Bill. And Judy says, what, Bush Light? Yes, Miller, no. How about none of it? None of the above for Jake. I'll take a Mountain Dew.
If I drink a beer, it's got to be Amber Bock.
I'd probably, if I were going to drink a beer, it'd probably have to be one of those microbrewery things, homemade with special hops or something. I like really tasty things.
That's what the Amber Bock is. It's a brown. It's a dark brown beer. It's the bottom of the keg.
It'd have to be dark. I can't drink that white.
It's so Amber Bock is so good, smooth.
Like a lager. I could drink a lager.
Yeah, it doesn't have that beer aftertaste to it. Looks like tea.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Maureen Flood's here. Hi, darling. Welcome back. I made it, LOL. Nice to see you, Maureen. Amy says, hi, Maureen.
Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Charlene.
Hi, Darlene.
Chew your gum. Amy says, hi, Kevin. Pop, pop. Maureen says, liked and shared. Thank you, Maureen. And hi, Amy. Judy says, hey, Maureen, how you going? How you doing? How are you doing? Amy says, good news. I work Friday night. I'm off until I'm off until January 2nd. That is good news. Nice break. Get a good break. I don't get a break. Aaron says, growing and showing while it's snowing and blowing. So you're masturbating during a snowstorm? What are we doing? Judy says, yeah, Amy, enjoy your time off. What it is. What's up, brother? Nice to see you. He says, with you talking about Jake, by the way, Jake, hello. What? With you talking about Jake, by the way, Jake, hello. Hello, Jake. And all in this Untethered Live, good to see you all tonight. Periods. Hello, what it is. Nice to see you, my friend.
There's some periods in there.
Where?
There's one between hello and hello.
Yeah, it's in the wrong sign.
I'm just saying it's there.
That's a hello. That's a William Shatner hello. Hello. We have to. One of those kind of things. Risk it is our business. Kevin says, hello, Maureen. What's up? What it is? Amanda?
Hi, what it is?
Sorry, my chat jumped.
841.
841. Amy says, raccoon baggage. Ah. That don't look like a bag either, but I'll take it. It does kind of look like a briefcase.
That's what I said. It looks like a suitcase.
Kind of. Like a suitcase in a box. Maybe it's a new suitcase. Maybe it's a pretentious raccoon baggage. Judy says, hey, what it is? Amy says, hey, what it is? Maureen says, hi, Judy. I'm healing. I went to a specialist yesterday and confirmed, I'm assuming you mean confirmed, the A something, necrosis, and being conservative treatment. God will use it for good, though. What are we talking about? Necrosis. Is that where it's flesh-eating disease? What are we talking about? That's asymptomatic is what you're searching for. That means it's not getting worse. Necrosis. And that could be
it's a rotting something.
A liver thing?
Yeah,
liver
it could be
thing?
liver.
Asymptomatic is good, if that's what he said. I wish you well, Maureen. I know that's tough. Maureen says, hi, Kevin, and awesome Amy. And Judy says, send in prayers, Maureen. Yes, we all praying for you, Maureen. We love you. And Maureen says, wave your hand.
That's Mark.
Oh, Mark. Sorry.
Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark. You look just like Maureen.
I had to look at it twice when they popped up, too. I was like, wait a minute.
I can't see in the first place, so you're lucky I can even see your name.
Imagine that.
Amy says, darn it. Just got called to a major water leak. Hopefully I'll be back. You better be. Get a mop. That sounded better in my head. Amber says he stopped by for us to throw oranges at the pigs. Yeah. And I said yes, invited him here, and now we're eating chicken nuggets, chillaxing with y'all. Well, did you hit any pigs? Or eat the oranges? Or did you eat the pigs and hit the oranges? Or did you miss the pig and hit a chicken while you now have chicken nuggets? Why are you throwing oranges at pigs? Is this a thing? Is this a northern thing?
I think the pig. I know the neighbor I had. His pigs used to chase oranges and lemons and grapefruit, whatever you put over the thing. They
She
chase
didn't
them
say
like a dog.
playing fetch. She said throwing oranges at pigs.
Well, yeah, they eat them.
That's hitting pigs with oranges. That's not playing fetch with oranges.
No, I get that, but I wouldn't throw it at the pigs.
That's what she said. I'm just going by what she said. I can't visualize this, so I'm going based on solely on the information I have. I've never thrown an orange at a pig. I've thrown a couple of bullets at pigs rather quickly. Amanda?
Hi, Mark.
Maureen says, thank you, Judy. And Kevin says, hello, Mark and Amber. And Judy says, hey, Mark. Maureen says, hi, Amanda and Jake. Hi, Maureen.
Hi, Mark.
Amy says, Mark, wavy hand. Bill Bennett says, lost my damn ring or wrench or whatever it was. I'll renew at tax time, I hope. Well, that's a J tag, and that only lasts for a month if it's gifted to you, and it was. So if you want to renew. It's not very expensive. It's basically a statement. It doesn't cost that much. I mean, you probably blow that much on coffee. Or less, maybe goodie powders.
He's a cheapo.
Hey, I'm a cheapo. I get it. I'm just saying. It's more or less a statement saying I support the show. I'm part of this. That's what that J tag is. And you wear it with pride. It's yours. That J tag is a symbol of your efficiency. That's it. That's all it is. It certainly won't break the bank. I promise that. Aaron says, that's aftertaste is the worst. That aftertaste is the worst. Aftertaste of what?
A beer.
The beer. Oh, yeah. I don't like beer. I can drink Budweiser because it has a different aftertaste. It's kind of stingy. It stays with you. I can drink that. That's all right. But only if it's ice cold. If it starts warming up, I'm done. But I also found out, like, what are the, like, Natural Light? If you put salt on it, I can drink that.
Yeah, but you know what happens when you add salt to beer?
It tastes better.
No, you get drunk faster and don't realize it.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't get drunk.
When I was a bartender, this guy would come in with a full big, like, kitchen salt container, you know, like you buy from the grocery store.
Yes.
And would sit there and just beer after beer after beer until that whole salt container was gone.
Well, number one, I'm a power user, and I don't get high or drunk. I get more stuff. That's how I go. And number two, it tastes better, so I'm doing it if I have to. I'd rather not drink at all. But if I have to drink, if I'm like at a social and they offer me a beer, I'm not going to say no because I'm rude. If I have to drink it, I'll put salt on it. I mean, people buy me shots all the time when I'm playing, and I drink it because they bought it and it's expensive. You know, it's them trying to give a little of their life to me. What am I going to do? Say, no, I don't drink. I'm a little Christian. I'm too good for you. No, I drink it. Act like I'm enjoying it. But I never buy it for myself.
It was crazy when I was a bartender because we were allowed to take shots from the customers or drinks from the customers.
Mm-hmm.
And they would buy us a drink, but they told us, you know, that not to get drunk on the job. So, I mean, you got all these people buying you drinks. You take a drink or take a shot and act like you were chasing it and spit it in glass.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Been there, done that. Amber says, y'all, I've never threw oranges at a pig before. It's fun. Sounds fun. Also mean. But I'm mean, so I could get into it. Hey, pig. Pow. Ha-ha. Maureen says, don't forget to like, y'all, and share. Amen. Hit that like button. Share the video. Be a pro. Share the show with everybody you know. Yo. What it is says, you could smoke a larger, Jake. I could smoke a lager. I could smoke a lager. I could. I think you mean a fatty, right?
No, he can't do that either.
A lager is a beer.
I can't smoke no fatty neither.
Mm-hmm. No, I can't. No, I am not a pleasant high person.
I gave him a gummy, and that a piece, little tiny piece of a gummy, and that that didn't go well.
That did not go well. Aaron says, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Looks up in Florida. Yeah, never mind.
Well, it depends on if you want to go north in Florida.
In Florida, it's methane blow, methane blow, methane blow.
Right. Go up towards Jacksonville and Tallahassee and Panama, you might get a little bit of flurries up there.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. It's pretty humid in Florida. I don't think it's going to be doing a lot of snowing.
It's done a little bit up there.
I've seen it get frosty once. It got frosty. It didn't snow.
Well, down south, but in the panhandle and all that, it will get a little bit of flurry. It did, I think, last year or the year before last.
Maybe.
Just a couple of years ago it did.
Maybe in Alabama.
No, it was in Florida. I think it got like 2 or 3 inches.
Amber says diamonds and hearts. Maureen says, hey, what it is? Fab Daddy. What's up, buddy? He says, I would like 5 golden rings. Gold pieces are crazy high currently. I hear you. Golden rings are too shiny, man. Never mind. I like that song. Amber says, Amy, Maureen, Judy, what it is? Aaron, Miss Hammer, other guy. It's me. Hi, Amber.
What is up with these back-to-back commercials tonight?
Are you getting back-to-back commercials?
Yes.
Maybe I'm making money.
I clicked off of it, and no sooner went back to look over at it, and it had another commercial up there.
Amanda says, hi, Fab.
Hi, Fab.
Fab says hi.
That's because you live in California. Everything is dropping here.
Yeah. Judy says, hey, Fab. Maureen says, I slipped on my porch and went to the ER and then was referred to a bone doctor who confirmed avascular necrosis. Avascular necrosis. Not asymptomatic. Avascular. That is top of the heart. In both hips. So that must have something to do with the blood vessels or the veins going down in your hips. Avascular. Vascular means heart or chest. So I don't know what the term is referring to there. In your hips? Avascular necrosis? I got to look this up.
Avascular is veins, I think.
Yeah.
I'm looking up.
It's got to do with the blood or trans...
Avascular necrosis.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, tell us what it is so we all know, because inquiring minds want to know.
It's the death of bone tissue from a lack of blood supply causing pain, potential bone collapse, often in the hip, shoulder, or knee, typically linked to an injury or long-term steroid use.
Okay.
Alcohol abuse or certain diseases.
So I'm guessing you're not a steroid user or alcoholic, right?
She fell on her porch.
Fell on your porch. Okay. Well, that makes sense. I was trying to place vascular with hips.
Veins.
The lack of blood flow to there, causing the marrow to go bad. I got it. Amber says, feeding the pigs, the bad oranges. We shall eat the pigs later. I agree. Bacon. Fab Daddy says, not gold prices. That's international set. And what it is says, Jake, when is the last time you and Amanda had a 2 vacation? I don't vacation. I work round the clock, 7 days a week. I sleep in between jobs. I have no time to go on a vacation. If I went on a vacation, YouTube would stop promoting me. I would lose all of my friends. I would lose my very little income stream. It is not a good idea for me to stop working. I would love to go on a vacation, but haven't been on one in a while and couldn't afford to go on one if I did have a chance to go. So my vacation would be bed. That would be the choice. Rest, sleep, yes. Amber says, we throw apples at goats and pigs, Lola. Fun. Sounds to me like you're bored and have a penchant for bruising animals. I'm just kidding. I would do it too. Amber says, not actually hitting them, but actually hitting them. I get it. Trying to stick the oranges on the horns.
Make it bounce off the ground and bounce up and hit them.
Aaron says, what is that, Maureen? What is what?
We just
went through it.
Yes,
Yeah.
we just read it all.
Now, what it is says, she's a pig pitcher, pitching oranges. Got it. Amber says, I don't know. It's normal to the 10-year-old. Yeah, it's fun, and technically no one gets hurt, except the pig. That's all right. The pig likes it.
They see it as a treat. They don't care.
Why the hell are you hitting me with an orange gun? Thought I was being a good pig. I ain't trying to take over the world or nothing. Teasing you. I'm just teasing you. Judy says, I'm glad you don't try to hit them, Amber. I was worried. Don't worry. That's just the way, they like it. Go away. Stop. Phone just went crazy.
I ain't never heard it make that sound.
Oh, it's weird. It's pouring up.
I bet. Dirty old man.
Maureen says, Aaron, blood is decreased and the hip bone starts to starve and break down, and at some point I'll need both hips replaced. My sister just went through that, but with her knee, and it was not pleasant. It'll take you a year to get over that. 6 months per side.
Hips is longer.
Yeah.
And intense physical therapy.
But everybody I've ever heard that's done it don't regret doing it. So.
Yep. The only thing I've ever heard them complain about was they waited so long to do it.
Right. Amber says, as long as I'm not milking anything, I'm good, right? I draw the line at pulling the teats. It's really not that hard. You just got to get the flow right. It reminds you of other activities. If you're good at that, you can do the milking. Fab Daddy says, I was at my mom's house this weekend, and her orange tree wasn't thinned out, and she had a few fruit split open, probably because of cold. So I picked and threw over the fence and almost hit a deer laying down. Aww. I bet that deer was happy to eat those oranges. What time they're not murdering and ganking birds, and don't think they won't. Deer are not sweet little innocent Bambis. They will murder a bird. I've seen them do it. Sneak up on them all innocent like and just... For real. Why were your fruit split there, Fab Daddy? Was it a cold thing or just bad fruit?
Probably just been there too long.
Just didn't pick it.
Or it didn't drop.
Believe it or not, many moons ago, I picked oranges for a living. Many moons ago in another life. I was a Mexican. Yep, sure was. Many moons ago. It almost seems like another world.
Were you legal?
Oh, no, I was like 12. I don't remember. I was either 12 or 13, somewhere in that area. It was one of my first jobs. My first job was bricklaying. I somehow got swindled into picking oranges, picking fruit. Grapefruits and oranges, tangerines, whatever they were picking that day. And it's hard work, and the thorns on them bushes are that long. and they will eat you up. And there's tarantulas all over the place. So if you don't like spiders, that ain't your job. Judy says, hip replacements are not a big deal, Maureen. I had one a year ago. All right. Amber says, no, not a headshot target, guys. But they are there, and we're not laser tagging. We're not laser tagging them. Oh, my gosh, no. They were there. They were there. So we threw orange. The pigs are there. You might as well throw oranges at them, right? Aaron says, Amanda, a bartender. Who knew? Right? I'd like to see that. Well, she's basically a bartender here, so.
I was a real bartender then, though.
My drink of choice is coffee, but she still slings it like it's going out of style. So, Fab Daddy says, hey, Judy. And what it is says, damn, Jake, you're a picky beer drinker. I know, right? All highfalutin and shit. Amber says, Maureen, prayers, hearts, and smiley faces with herpes.
LOL, Aaron.
And then my chat jumped on time, on cue.
8:53.
And Maureen says, Judy, Doc and I both want to wait a bit. I want to lose weight so recovery will be easier. That's a smart move. Yeah. If you're more active, it'll go a lot better. For sure. And Amber says, Judy, hearts and smiley faces with herpes. And Maureen says, Amber, thanks for the prayers. What it is says, I did hit the like button. Excellent. Everybody hit that like button. How many we got so far?
I'm showing 13.
Yep. 12 on my end. Ladina Simmons. How? Hey, Ladina. Uh-oh, Ladina.
Hi, Ladina.
How are you, dear? Amber says, y'all have already learned I'm an angel with no halo and that one wing with fire. Aaron says, when I went to the gas station the other night, there was a guy tweaking out on something, meth. And I was just trying to kick my little coconut donuts and mind my business, right? I like those little donuts. The crunch ones. I eat a whole sleeve of them things. Like that, going out of style. Amber says, liked and then Facebook shared. Heart and invited. Nice. Thank you, Amber. Aaron says, the guy ducked up and came out in front of me. And I was like, what the heck? And he was all wigging out. Do you type like that just to hear me talk like that?
I can so see Aaron doing that too. That's what's so funny about it. He's like, I'm going to type this just to see how Jake says it. I can totally see that.
Amber says, Maureen, you know how I feel about praying for all of us, myself included. I think that's a good thing, right? I pray for everybody in this chat twice a week, whether they need it or not. Fat Daddy says, tweakers suck. Yes,
Most
especially if they're out.
Yeah.
They'll do it in a heartbeat. Wait, what are we talking about? Sorry. The old blowjob joke never gets old. Aaron says, hi, Jake. How are you? Hi, have you met me? Have we met? How are you, Aaron? Nice to see you. Maureen says, Amber, absolutely, and you know me, smiley face. And Linda says, I got 5 different kinds of cookies baking today. I have 4 more ready to bake and 4 more to make. Ooh, you got chocolate chip cookies? I'd like to have some chocolate chip cookies. And Judy says, hey, Ladina. Amber says, Linda, oh my gosh, How many total?
13.
5 plus 4 plus 4. 13.
That's a baker's dozen.
That's a baker's dozen. What it is says vascular necrosis of the hip means that the bone will be dying without blood getting to the bone of the hip. Thank you, what it is. We figured it out, but thank you for the input. Maureen says, nope. Aaron says, poor circulation loss. Amanda says, damn, Linda, I'd love to be doing that. Well, you'll get your chance. Don't talk too quickly. I'll go buy some cookie dough right now. Probably not right now, but eventually. Fab Daddy says, Linda, pickle cookies. Ugh. AKA Grinch cookies. Pickle cookies? You gonna eat that pickle? Mm-mm. No, sir. Not if it's on a cookie.
I want to try them pickled dog looking things that I showed you the video of, where you cut the pickle open and then take the center out of it and put your meat and cheese and everything in it.
Right.
And bake it.
Meat and cheese on a cookie?
On a pickle.
Oh, on a pickle. My mind went the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Maureen says, I don't smoke, I don't drink, what do I do? LOL. I know, right? I got one vice, and I'm hanging on to it till it kills me. So why do you smoke? Because I like it. Well, Jake, why don't you quit? Because my mama didn't raise no quitter. That's why. Aaron says, my back is like that from my lumbar injury. When I lost 2 discs, it eventually eats all the bone. Well, where did you lose them? How did they go? How did they get out? Do you have exit wounds? I'm curious. Amber says, Linda, you're teasing a diabetic, Miss Lady Ma'am. Miss Lady Ma'am. Miss Lady Ma'am. Female. Iron Man. Female. Yeah. That's science.
I saw a recipe for soft baked cheesecake sugar cookies. They look so good.
What was that we were talking about the other night? Butter knuckles? What was it?
Something. But these cookies, they were so delicious looking. I asked Jake, I'm like, would you eat them? He's like, well, probably.
Have you ever put anything in front of me I wouldn't?
No.
Fab Daddy says, must be something inside. The orange? Must be. Linda says 13 double batches at least. I'll have to see how many body holds out. How my body holds out. Standing up cooking, yeah. Well, I have no doubt you'll make it happen. You seem like the kind that delights in serving up the cookies. No doubt. Aaron says, except for mine is spinal stenosis, which does the same thing because it sits on the lumbar and starves it of oxygen. Ah. Amber says, Maureen, sit close to me. I smoke enough for both of us. Me too.
She's not talking about cigarettes.
I would imagine. I'm pretty sure though I could handle about half the crowd. Go away. Maureen says Amber, LOL. Oh, sorry, I missed one. Maureen says, Aaron, yikes. I have to keep an eye on my lower back from a car accident that caused disc problems, but like the hips, God will use it. And then she says, Amber, LOL.
I hear you, Aaron. My car accident destroyed my back.
Fab Daddy says, are you a dabbler, Amber? Are you a dabbler? Do you dabble? I think she is. Amber says, Will you turn that heater off? You're about to kill me.
It just kicked on.
Kick it off.
Okay, I'm freezing in here with wet hair. I'll turn it off, though.
To turn it around and shut the door or something. Jesus Christ. Amber says, the way the pigs try to catch them face shots are, well, inevitable. Yeah, I bet. They'll either sink or swim, though. They'll get good at it eventually. If you throw enough pitches, they're bound to start catching them. That's your plausible deniability. If anybody says anything, say you're teaching them how to catch. Aaron says if you throw an apple or an orange with the wrong pig, like a wild boar, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. Yeah, boars will come at you. And ask me how I know. Amber says, Fab, is this your question that leads to questions and then you dip out? Yeah, I don't think he's dipping out. Fab Daddy says, yeah, probably. Don't dip out. That's what family's for. You hang out. You don't dip out. Amber says, then I shall wait to answer, so you have to stay. Yay, me. Good girl. Way to keep the podcast moving. I like it. I like how you think. Fab Daddy says, I don't do dabs. I prefer flour. I don't know what dabs are. I've heard the word. I understand what it is, but I don't know what it is.
It's wax. It's like honey.
Why?
It's because it's a more concentrate.
They already have a thing called hashish.
Yeah, they got a bunch of different stuff. They've got the gummies and the drops and the liquids.
How is a dab different than hash?
Because the hash is just the grind the crumbs of the flour, but the dab is more pure THC. It's a wax. It comes in like a wax form. It's a gummy, like a gel like thing, and you've got to smoke it in a certain apparatus or line a blunt or a joint or whatever with it. But you can't. I just have to show you. I can't really explain it.
In ancient China, in the first dynasty, the emperor had a personal army of men who were solely devoted to him. No one knew their faces. They kept their faces wrapped in black cloth, and they stayed together like a sect outside of society. And they were picked at birth, and they grew up in a monastery, and then they were selected for this team to be elite assassins. They were called hashishans. And what they would do is they would smoke hash and then go kill people for the emperor, like political rivals and such. And they were hashishans, what we now call ninjas. But I would like for all of those of you that smoke pot on a regular basis, just picture this. The emperor gets these people stoned who have never lived anywhere but a monastery, so they have no tolerance, on hash, and then sends them out to kill people from the other side. Kill them and not be seen.
Yeah, okay.
Hashishans. That's where we get the word assassin from. Hashishan.
But you smoke dab in a thing called a bubbler.
A dabbler and a bubbler?
It's yeah.
Are you bubbling a dabbler?
You gotta heat the bubbler up real hot, and then you roll the dab around in it and
Do you
smoke
bubbly
it.
dabbler dabbler dabbler? Dabbler dabbler do? Bubbly doobly?
It's like a wax form. Yes, exactly. You dib on dab, and you're gonna be dabbed out. I prefer moon rock.
You're all retarded.
No.
I'd like to see you smoke a moon rock.
First
of all, NASA would kill you. Second of all, you wouldn't get very far.
Wrong kind of moon rock, silly.
I don't think it will do with what you think it will do for you.
Wrong kind of moon rock, silly.
Where are we at?
904.
904?
Amber's comment, 904.
Why am I in the 8s?
I don't know. Because your chat jumped.
It jumped backwards. Something. I got it, though. Amber says, around here, any bad or going bad food goes to the animals, cow, pig, or chicken. Cow man, pig. Piggy man, chick. Chicken man, pig. Whatever the thing is. Aaron says, hold up. Did he just say tarantulas? Like the shit you get in the store? No. Tarantulas are big, giant, hairy spiders with balls. And they live in orange trees and other places. But if you're a fruit picker, you're going to run into one the size of your hand. And it's not going to be fun when he wants to keep the orange. What are you talking about? Tarantulas like the shit you get in the store.
I think he's talking about terrariums or...
No. That's a place
it's
with a window.
Cage to keep an animal in, but yeah.
Fab Daddy says, barista hammer, Amanda.
Me too, Fab.
God darn right.
Me too, Fab, and Moonrock is good too.
Retard.
Guess so.
Judy again assures us 3. Why do you do that? What does that mean? Joseph Prince Fan Club is back. He says, Grace Whoop. Grace Whoop, back to you too. Hey, Joseph. Welcome.
Hi, Joseph. Welcome back.
Judy says, hey, Joseph. Amber says, I agree with Miss Hammer about Aaron. But what did you say about Aaron?
About typing something out just to hear you read it.
Oh, yeah, probably. Amber says mostly because he went Team Blue, though. He's always been Team Blue, I think.
Yeah, he's been Team Blue for a long time.
Message retracted. Joseph, I can't read it if you retract it, buddy. I have to see it. Share with us what you're saying. Fab Daddy says moon rocks, flour covered in honey, oil, and rolled in keef. I don't know what keef is. Why do you keep inventing words?
He's not. I told you what keef was.
It's for chasing the ultimate high. No, that's heroin.
No. Keef is that real fine powdery stuff that comes off the flour when you grind it up in the grinder.
I thought that was called dust.
It's called keef. It has a name.
Stoners be making up words, yo.
That dust trail that's left in the tray and on your grinder, that's...
Aaron says, hee. With a big old shit-eating grin.
Yes, Fab. They roll it. They roll it in dab honey too.
Ladina says, "What about picking oranges makes you a Mexican?" None of my family has ever picked oranges. None of your family's Mexicans, are they? Or are they? Are they from Florida? Because the ones I was referring to are from Florida.
I would say all the ones around here that are picking stuff are Mexicans.
All of them.
Every one of them. There's this big combine thing that this guy's got down the road, and he's got like 15 seats across the back of it, and they're lined up every day with Mexicans sitting across the back of that thing picking whatever they're picking.
You know how in Georgia and North Carolina and South Carolina, black people pick cotton? And when you say, hey, look at that cotton picker, everybody knows who you're talking about? It's like that in Florida, but with Mexicans and oranges. So that wasn't a slur. That was a fact. I'm not a racist, so, you know. Amber says, where's Fab? I blinked. He turned sideways. Aaron says, but have they picked their noses? Right. Linda says, you don't know how hard it is to keep the kids away from them. Oh, yes, I do. Because if I were there, I'd be stealing one every chance I got.
I was going to say, and the adults, Linda.
Nutter Butters? No, Fab Dad. There was somebody in here the other night. What's today? Wednesday? It was Monday night. And he brought up something from Canada, whatever it was, Nutter something or other. It was.
Oh, you're talking about Mark with his pie.
Yeah, I can't remember what he called it. It was something, butter knuckle or something like that.
Yeah, something, butter something pie or something.
I can't remember what he called it, but it sounded good. I was giving him a hard time about it, of course, but it did sound good.
Yeah, I think Mark's in here.
Was it Mark?
Yeah, I think it was.
I thought it was one of the new guys.
Oh, Mark is one of the new guys.
Mark's not that new. He's got a green name.
That doesn't mean nothing. He is new. He's only been here a few months. Well, he's only been talking a few weeks.
Anyway, for those of you that haven't met me yet, I often lean into the madness. I'm not mad at you. I'm not being mean to you. I'm not jumping down your throat. I am referring to whatever stimuli is being tossed in my direction for the sake of content. I am a character, being characteristic of myself. So don't take anything I say offensive, because if you do, you're arguing with yourself, because it's not me. This is an act. Aaron says, I'm drooling over here thinking about the cookies. Linda says, nah, yeah, I'm the cookie nona. I bet you are. Judy says, oh, yes, I do, Linda. Aaron says, cookies. That part. Amy says, I wasn't needed in the flood. They sent me back to my area. The other areas sent help.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I think Noah had that wrapped up. Fab Daddy says, I just watched how important it is to refrigerate your sugar cookies before baking. Is it? I've never made a sugar cookie, so I wouldn't know.
That depends on what. Yeah, that depends on how you're making them.
Is that to keep them firm or something?
Well, it's to keep. Yeah, but it just depends.
No, those are diapers for old people.
I get that.
Amy says, hi, Ladina. How's your stepdad? Amy says, hey, Fab. Fab Daddy says, hey. And Ladina says, he is home resting. God is good. Amen to that, Ladina. God is good every day. Amy says, good news, Ladina. Yes, God is good. Yes, he is. Amen. There is no Arizona.
916.
No Ladonna. What?
916.
Fab Daddy says, man, sometimes you just got to dip French onion or Rotel Velveeta chip. Velveeta dip. Right on. Don't dip. Dab. Aaron says, so lost on the dab. Me too. I don't know what it is. I've heard people talk about it, but it makes no sense to me.
LOL. Got to be a pothead to understand.
Aaron says, the last dab. You either got to be a pothead or a serious bingo player.
Yeah.
Welcome to the end of a thought process. Amber says, dip the spinach one is my favorite. Oh, my God. Fab with the chips with the hint of lime. Listen, I went to a party one time, and there was a big bowl made out of bread. And in the center of it was a hole, and in that was spinach dip, is what they told me. It looked like ranch, but with green flakes in it. I ate that whole thing. It was delicious. I've never eaten anything like that in my life. It was wonderful. And I hate spinach. Hate. I'm using the word hate here about spinach. It's a strong word. I don't like spinach. I ate that whole thing. So apparently I can eat spinach if it's not cooked. It's delicious. Fab Daddy says, yes, Amber. Aaron says, yay. Like the big-ass spiders in the pet shop. Yes. Aaron says, what the hell? I never knew that tarantulas live in the wild in Florida in orange trees. Oh, man. I got to move. F this. Yeah, they do. If there's orange groves everywhere in Florida, then they live there. There's a lot of wildlife in Florida. A lot of tropical type things that'll just eat you up. It's not as bad as Australia, but it's pretty rough. We got a couple of new things in Florida now. We got crocodiles, like from Africa, the kind that'll eat men. We got those. And giant snakes, thanks to pet stores and their penchant for stocking things that don't stop growing and selling them to anybody with $1. And most people will keep that snake until it gets too big, and then they'll just let it go. And now we have an invasive species that's eating all the rabbits. Good job.
Everything else, snakes and deer and calves and
pretty soon, people. And you can just do the new anaconda right there in the Everglades.
yeah, because Burmese pythons grow to their environment, and if they have nothing to stop them from growing, they will not stop growing.
And in case you didn't notice, the Everglades is big.
Oh yeah, they eat gator too.
Judy says, heart, Aaron. Fab Daddy says, Keef is made up of trichomes. That's the little hairs on the buds. I thought that's a front fart.
Anyway.
Aaron says they should have a line of tools called MC's Hammer. They do. Except their pants.
I used to have a pair of those back in the day.
Ladina says, my maiden name is Padilla. I'm Mexican.
Padilla.
Sí.
Padilla.
Mi papito es mucho grande, señorita. Aaron says, heart's back, Judy. And Ladina says, from Arizona. Nice. Cool. I'm Native American from American.
I have an aunt that lives in Arizona. And I think it's called Sun City, something.
And depending on who you talk to, that's pretty close to a Mexican. Being that the Native Americans that I'm from are kind of an offshoot of the Mayans. A little crossbreeding going on there. A little Blackfoot Mayan action. Bob's your uncle. Here I am. Well, Dances with Wolves is your uncle. Whatever. What it is Canadians pronounce coupons as coupons. So do Jakes.
Coupons.
Should I say coupon?
No, coupons.
I've always said coupon.
Coupons.
I don't say coupons because that's not how you say words.
They're coupons. That's how my daddy used to say it.
Right. Amber says the other guy and Mark are here. Nice. So which one of you were talking about the Nutter Butters, bars, butter knuckles, butt feathers, whatever it was you were talking about? What it is, says Jake, you love it and you know it. You love playing the bad guy at times. There's a little bit of good in the worst of us and a little bit of bad in the best of us. And that fits you perfectly. Thank you. And yes, I do love it. And I try very hard to authentically portray it. And apparently, most people don't get it. Most people think I'm being serious. They have no idea that when I hit the off button, I go to bed and never think about that again. I'm not mad. It's just a job. I don't live the topics we talk about. We talk about them here. They live here in this box. That's it. So hopefully I'm authentic in my portrayal of whatever snarkiness I'm trying to portray. But it is just that. Snarkiness for the sake of snarkiness. I've been in quite a few actual arguments because of this. Amber says it is of my thoughts. Same person. If correct, same person, I'm happy. I don't know what you mean.
Otter guy and Mark. Same person.
Otter guy?
Yeah.
Do we have an otter guy?
Yeah, Mark. Remember he talking about the otter that jumped up on his boat and took a dump and jumped off?
Mark. Yeah, he's the same person as Mark. I don't think he's playing two people. And by the way, I would like for you to read the next couple of lines, but hang on, I got to find out where I'm at first.
You're at 9:25.
9:25. I'll tell you when to read.
Okay.
9:25. Other guy. Yep, I got it. Amber says, Otter guy, are you Mark? Yes. What it is says, somebody needs a cookie dusted what? Cookie duster.
Bad boy, what it is.
Aaron says, smiley face. What it is says, I keep mine firm by putting in the refrigerator. It helps build up stamina. I've always been told just beat it against the bedpost before you use it. Make it grow.
Wow.
Aaron says, dang it, now I want cookies. Which kind?
Aaron don't care. Aaron wants chocolate chip like you, though.
Aaron says, Jake, I'm sorry, what it is says, Jake, do you think God allows us to have adult humor from comedians? Absolutely. Have you watched my show?
Have you met
It's
Jake?
it's like 95% double entendre and 5% just downright dirty. Yeah, I think God has a sense of humor, and I also think that as long as it's in good fun and we're adults and we're not hurting anybody, what's the problem? I think there's a such thing as a type of Christian that's a goody two-shoes that likes to parade their piousness around as if it's a sign of their righteousness, and it's not. They're just as dirty as we are. They just don't admit it. What it is says, I make a mean Mexican chicken casserole, very addicting. Once you take one bite, you can't stop eating. Chicken casserole sounds delicious.
Yes. You put refried beans in yours, what it is?
Of course. He said Mexican chicken casserole.
Yeah, but some people don't put refried beans in them.
He said Mexican chicken casserole.
Some people don't put refried beans in it.
Mexican chicken casserole.
I get that. You can make a Mexican chicken casserole without refried beans.
Then it's just chicken casserole.
No, it's not. It's
Amber says, I home make the bread spinach dip bowl, Jake and Miss Hammer. I got you. I hear you. That's good stuff.
nice, Amber.
Aaron says they got monkeys they steal. Who? Who steals monkeys? Tarantulas?
Monkeys steal.
They got monkeys that steal. Florida has monkeys that steals. Yes, I know. I used to live in Fort Lauderdale during Hurricane Andrew. I was living on a beach down there and doing roofing, and they had monkeys running all over the place, and they would run right in your room and grab stuff off the table and run out the window. Little spider monkeys. Amber says, I'd happily spoil you a day or two, Miss Hammer. You do lots for others, and I'm sure several would happily help me. I know my friends. Oh, that's sweet, Amber. Thank you. All right. What did you say about Ladina's last name?
She said you pronounced it right.
I know, but more importantly, what did you say?
Padilla?
And what did I say?
I don't remember how you said
Padilla.
it. Okay.
So, read this next line here.
Jake is right on the pronunciation?
Of?
Padilla?
Padilla.
It has an I in it, so, I mean, and two L's.
Padilla.
Yeah, well,
in
there's
Spanish, the two L's is pronounced like a Y. Padilla.
Well, I'm English.
Like Amarillo is not Amarillo in Spanish. Anyway, more importantly than I'm right is...
What? What, that you're right?
I'm right, but more importantly...
What?
You're wrong.
Oh, whatever. No, I'm American and English. That's how we would pronounce that.
Not
Yes.
even in English.
Yes.
I'm just teasing.
Oh, Amber, you're so sweet.
She is sweet, and that's a lovely offer. Thank you very much. And if we're ever within arm's length of each other, I would take you up on it honestly. I love to be spoiled. Even though I know you were talking to her. Amber says, you've yet been glitter bombed, Miss Hammer. I'm thinking about 2 days. You should feel loved.
I know one person's already opened it over the sink and another one over the trash, and I think somebody else opened one outside. So
Yes, and I have a lovely card here somewhere.
it's on the wall if you
on
look
the
up
wall.
to your left.
It's on the wall already. I was going to show it, but
It's on the door frame.
I'm not at the door frame.
I'm not either.
I'm attached to a camera. It was on my desk.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
You put it
Where
on
did
the
you get it?
You put it on the bed for me to read.
And then?
I put it on the wall.
No, it was on my desk.
No, babe.
Yes, it was.
Oh my Lord. You were just argumentative as hell tonight, huh?
Case in point. Aaron says in Fort Myers they have Padilla Street. Right.
Now it's on your desk.
It says, may the star of light guide your way this Christmas season and throughout the new year. Love y'all. Amy. Thank you, Amy. It's a beautiful card. It's hanging on my wall. Actually, it's on my desk right now, but it will be on my wall.
Again.
Hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe, support, share, join, and if you can, snickerdoodles. Amanda says,
I don't know where
I'm
at.
excited. I've been watching porn. What? Oh, for them. For them. I've been watching for them.
I'm excited. I've been watching for them.
And it's not what I saw when I read it.
Of course not.
Amber says, burb. I'm going for a cup of coffee. Herpes. Nice. Aaron says, snickerdoodles. Nice. Or ginger snaps. Both are good. But chocolate chips can get it too. Chocolate chip cookies my favorite. A good homemade chocolate chip.
Aaron, Wawa has a snickerdoodle iced coffee.
Yeah. Linda says, Aaron, I made snickerdoodles. Nice. Aaron says, oh, damn, I got to try it.
Yes.
Hi, Debbie. Debbie says, hello, everyone. I'm late because I watched Trump's address. Was it good? Did you learn anything?
Hi, Deb.
I haven't watched it yet.
Hi, Debbie. What did he say?
Amber says, yay, welcome, Debbie. Smiley face and prayers. Aaron says, I had one of those monkeys steal my water. Yeah, they'll steal anything that ain't tied down. From the windows to the wall, says Amber.
To the sweat run down. Oh, that's a song.
Yeah, I know. Kevin says, hello, everyone. Did anyone see how Debbie got out of the basement?
I snuck her out. Sorry, Kevin. I needed my Debbie here with me.
Hi, Kevin and Debbie. I need you both here with me. Debbie says, nothing really, Amanda. Just talked about accomplishments. That's all he talks about these days. I think he ain't got no chance of winning again, so he just ain't trying to impress anybody anymore.
It doesn't matter what he does. It's not good enough for some people.
I get it. I would have quit a long time ago if I was him, but he just keeps going. That's an admirable quality. Amber says, smiley, 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 and in that order. What it is says the Mexican chicken I made does not have refried beans in it, or beans
in it.
In it, just has Fritos.
As a base. Yeah.
Sorry, my chat jumped.
It has Fritos as the base layered on top of that is chicken with combination of chicken broth and cream of chicken. Yeah, that's almost like I make mine.
Got it.
I put cheese and corn in mine though, and red peppers and yellow peppers and green peppers and onions and
right on.
Cover it with.
When are we gonna have that?
Cover it with crushed Fritos and cheese and bake it.
So when are we gonna have that?
I don't know. Is that what you want now?
Some kind of cooked dinner at some point.
Well,
I'm getting kind of tired of pizza.
Okay, well, I am too.
Judy says, what did Trump say, Debbie? Nothing, just talked about his accomplishments. Amanda says, you read that.
So I didn't miss nothing then, Debbie.
No. Sweet card, Amy, says Ladina. It was sweet. It's very nice and pretty. And sweet, direct, and to the point. Debbie says, the UPS guy rescued me, Kevin. Uh-oh. Is that the modern day, the mailman did it? Debbie says, no, you did not, Amanda. Miss anything. Ladina says snickerdoodles are my favorite cookies. I'm not exactly sure what a snickerdoodles is. I know I've had them. I'm just not sure.
They're pretty good. They're the kind of gingery tasting. They're pretty good.
Judy says, LOL, Kevin. What it is says cream of mushroom, 1 can of Rotel, what's Rotel?
The Rotel chili, the tomatoes. They're spicy tomatoes.
I know what you're talking about.
Like I use in my chili.
Yep. Onions, 1 cup of chicken broth. You boil that till the onions get translucent. Pour that on top of the chicken layer with the Velveeta cheese and black olives.
You lost me with the black olives. Put it in the oven for 30 minutes and enjoy the bliss.
Keep going.
Sure, the chicken, when you put it on top of the Fritos, you could either buy a whole chicken and cook it or get a rotisserie chicken and shred it.
Yeah. Aaron says, Ladina, they so good. Amy says, I love snickerdoodles too. Snickerdoodles too. Kevin says, Trump is one tough son bitch. Yes, he is. Judy says, I agree, Jake. He doesn't need this shit. I think that's where he's at. I really do. I think he's like, I'm just going to say whatever. You know, he's not really a Republican. I don't know why everybody thinks that. He ran on the Republican ticket. He's been a Democrat his whole life. So when he does things that are mildly Democratic, I don't know why people are surprised. Like, Trump would never do that. What's going on? That's how he voted for 30 years. He's just doing what he thinks is right. You ought to be grateful he did all the things he did do that are Republican. He didn't have to do any of that. Debbie says, Amanda, I didn't realize it was you. Sexy shorts, by the way. I was tired and I didn't notice the boobs. Haha. Aaron says, Linda, go snickerdoodles. I need them. Thank you. That sound is both joyous and hateful at the same time.
You know, there's a way to fix that.
Yeah, I know, and then I would miss a lot of things.
Then you change the notification, you wouldn't have to hear that same sound. You get tired of that one, you change it again.
Yeah. Chase the dragon. I'll stick with what it is. Aaron says, I read that one. Kevin says, somebody say boobs. Boobs. Debbie says, what? You're tired of pizza? Yeah. Amanda says,
you're welcome, Debbie. Oh, yes, you know it.
You know it. Amy says, boobies. Boobies. They're fabulous.
Aaron says, I'll ski. Same song. I wouldn't go in there.
Ladina says, I got a beautiful apple from Panera. I bit into it and it was merely texture. I hate that. Mealy textured. Meaning it was, not appley. I like a crisp apple, sharp. Like a Granny Smith.
I'll say you just had a Granny Smith the other night.
I'm going to have another one, too.
Need to dip it in peanut butter.
No.
Yes. A Granny Smith and peanut butter is delicious.
I don't like mixing things. How many times I got to tell you that? Judy says, LOL, Amy. Amy says, it was a worm, Ladina?
Was it a worm?
Was it a worm, Ladina? No, it was just mealy. It didn't have any, it was spongy. You know how apples get, they kind of start turning grainy? They don't have a good bite to them. They just...
Old and sitting on the bottom?
Like applesauce. Mealy. Not crunchy. Judy says, ooh, Amy. Amber says, y'all, my friend has to go home. It's dark here now. See you later, Kent. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. Ladina says, no, just bad texture. Amber says, we finished our nuggets, LOL. The nuggets are over. It's time to go. I got it. Amy says, where's Big John Nugget at? I hadn't seen him in a couple days. I hadn't seen Patty in a while either. Where's Patty? I've been worried about her. She's been on my mind. Don't know if I have a way to contact her or not.
I don't know if I do either. I don't think I do.
I don't think I do either.
I might try to run her or her son down on Facebook. But
I don't know if she does Facebook.
her son might.
Maybe. Judy says, haven't seen him, Amy. Bill Bennett says, boobies. 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 Judy says, me too, Jake. Granny Smith. I like Granny Smith. I like a red one occasionally, but I prefer the Granny Smith. Bill Bennett says, till the sweet drip.
No. He's got
Till the sweat drip done. My balls. LOL. What is a Granny Smith?
Bill's trying to get it on the song too.
Oh. A Granny Smith is a green apple. A sharp flavored green apple.
They make wonderful apple dumplings.
It's an apple, Bill, says Judy.
I could use them to make my apple dumplings with. LOL, Bill. It's a green apple.
That's right. Amy says Granny Smith apples are a bit sour. I like sour. Dum, says Aaron. Linda says, Amanda, my daughter is so bad about mixing food that she eats off a plate with dividers.
Yeah, my brother's like that too. If it touches another food, he won't eat it.
I'm not into that. My food touches, but I just don't like mixing them. I like flavors. I like my coffee to taste like coffee. I like my mashed potatoes to taste like mashed potatoes. I like my steak to taste like steak sauce.
But since I've been here, he's been eating stuff that's mixed because I like to make a lot of stuff like that. I like
because
making
if
casseroles.
I don't, I'll starve to death.
Well, it's good though, isn't it? Oh, okay.
It's edible.
Okay.
Debbie says, Bill, never get Granny Smith confused with Granny Panties. Yeah, that would be bad. Ugh. Maureen says, I'm making chocolate oatmeal cookies and German honey cookies for a cookie swap. What is a cookie swap?
Probably a thing at church or something like that where they go and trade cookies.
Why don't you just make the cookies you want? Are you like bartering? I got 3 chocolate chips over here. I'll take your snickerdoodles. We just make snickerdoodles.
You know what would be good? Snickerdoodles and chocolate chip mixed.
Mark says Red Delicious or Spartans are my favorite. Yeah, I like a good sweet apple occasionally, but I like the tartar ones better. But it's hard to beat a good juicy apple that just runs down your chin when you bite into it. It's kind of hard to beat that, but I just prefer the sharper one. Amber says, "Whoa, can y'all still see me? Did you just eat an edible?" Yes, we can still see you. You didn't vanish. Time didn't stop. You're still here. Oh, my screen flashed and y'all disappeared. Oh, I thought you were having a moment. Amy says, maybe Wesley took his phone back. It's possible. I told her a few times that I'd buy her a phone. She never would give me a way to send it to her.
Yeah, she did say he was getting tired of her using his phone. Or she was running his graciousness very thin.
Ladina says, I see you, Amber. Mark says, nope, I can't see you. Well, then how did you reply to her? Amber says, LOL, otter guy. You didn't answer. You didn't answer, have you? You didn't answer, have you? What it is says, Trump said all military personnel will be getting a check for $1,076, $1,776. Yes. Mark, in the year this country was established, 1776. Also, we should be getting one hell of a tax return, giving back our taxes that was
taken from
our pay this last year. Well, that'd be nice. I thought we were all going to get a $2,000 stimulus check. It's a good talking point. Hadn't seen anybody move on that one in a while. I would love to have a $2,000 stimulus check.
Yeah. I think that's only going to the people who've paid in taxes.
Well, I'm a gig worker, so I don't pay taxes, but
That's what I read.
Aaron says, I remember when I was small, my grandma had this bowl of fruit. It was like a wax bowl, and I was too young to know, and I called myself sneaking because she had this room. Right on. Are you talking about a candy dish? With the hard candy that sticks together that you can't ever get one piece off of? You got to break it with a knife? Judy says, see ya, Amber. Or I see you, Amber. Amber says, thank you, Ladina. Smiley face with herpes. Aaron says, nobody would go on there, and I went in there and grabbed one of the freaking wax fruits, not knowing, and took a big bite. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Out of it, man. Never do that again, right? Yeah, that's wax fruit. It's for appearances only. It's not real. I've actually done that before, too, thinking it was real. Amber says, Judy, heart. Debbie says, Jake, better pack a bag. He might be taking a trip to Sofa City for saying it's edible. No, I'm just joking. I eat everything she puts in front of me, no problem. Amy says, LOL, Aaron. And Mark says, didn't answer what? Sorry. Yeah, we can see you. Smiley face. I think that's a smiley face. Might be an XD. Maureen.
Smiley face thing.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Maureen says, Aaron, yeah, I remember the wax fruit. Because it's nice to try different kinds of cookies, says Ladina. It is nice. But, again, why don't you just make them? I think it's a social thing. You're just making up an excuse to go hang out. That was my point. Anyway, you can just make the cookies. You don't have to trade for them. But it is fun to meet people and swap. Like there's a thing, I can't really think of what it's called. People get together and swap books and stuff. It's a social event. Anyway.
I'll just make him do the shopping and buy what he wants to eat.
I do that anyway. What are you talking about?
Whatever. Yeah, when you want to pick up something particular, I do the bulk of the shopping.
Oh, remember that next time I text, what do you want for dinner? And you type, just pick something up.
Exactly. Just pick up what you want.
That's not what I asked.
9 times out of 10, you come in with pizza.
That's what you get when you don't buy groceries. Groceries is your job. You do it. I don't want to think about groceries. I don't want to think about what we're having for dinner. I work. That's what I do. Amber says, no, otter guy. Smiley faces. Aaron says, different cookies. There you go. $9.52. Amy says, 10 of Danish cookies. Eat the cookies, reuse the blue tin. Yeah, those tins are very handy for all kinds of things. Only cookies once, though. Danish butter cookies, says Amy. Right on. Amber says, geez, Jake, I'm not that fabulous. You are fabulous. What are you talking about? You are fabulous, but what are you referring to? Maureen says, it's a bunch of friends who each make 2 kinds of cookies and send them to 2 friends assigned to them by other coordinators. Yeah, a social event. That makes sense.
That's called a secret baker or secret Santa.
Yeah, we call it a square dance. Same thing, same principle. Aaron says, those cookie nasty. What?
He doesn't like butter cookies.
Those cookies are nasty. Those cookie nasty is not a sentence. I don't even know what that means.
Hey, he's just getting you reading it.
Aaron says, only the coconut ones are good. Yeah, I don't care for coconut, except for those little donuts. I like those, but they don't really taste like coconut unless you really pay attention. Then you can taste it, but they got something else on them that does away with that. Maybe it's they shred the coconut so it isn't those big hunks of coconut like you get in shredded coconut. It's finer. Maybe that's why. But I can eat those, but I don't care for things that have coconut. But you like those like puffy things with the coconut. The what do you call them? Ho-hos or whatever.
The snow cones?
I forget what they're called. They're pink.
Snow something they're called.
Yeah. Little Debbie things.
Snowballs or something.
Something like that. Yeah, you like those. I don't like those. Amy says, but I like the tin. Yeah, the tins are collectible, and they're great for putting stuff in. I got all kinds of containers everywhere with stuff in them. Always looking for a good container.
That's an understatement.
What it is from my overtime and people who get paid tips. That's the tax return I'm talking about. Right on. Yeah, I live on trickle-down money. The money that I survive on is what other people use to go out and party or do extracurricular activities. That's how I survive. And it's a very thin margin, and I only get that if people are doing good. So I'm glad to see the country's doing good because that means that I can make a little bit of money too. Amber says, Amy, that's a country girl in you. Right on. Got to get that tin. Put some nuts and bolts in it. Or some sewing gear. That's a good thing for a tin. Good sewing kit. Aaron says, I remember my grandma used to keep the popcorn in the one that always had the Santa Claus on it with the train like Polar Express. It was red, and they had a blue one, and they had caramel popcorn tins. I think we're talking about tins.
Yeah, that's the 3 thing that's got the regular popcorn and the cheese popcorn.
Do you guys remember the big, like a 5-gallon bucket type tin?
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, big tin, and it's got a divider in it. Those are awesome. They make great trash cans.
Yeah, it's got 3 popcorns in it.
Matter of fact, I got a trash can right there that was one of those. I hadn't seen them in forever, though. They used to sell them all the time. Popcorn tins make good trash cans. See? I told you. That's exactly right, Amy. That's exactly where my mind went. Aaron says, oh, damn, double chip.
Doodle chip.
Doodle chip.
Snickerdoodle and chocolate chip mix.
Crossing the cookies.
The 3 flavors of popcorn. I used to get them all the time.
Never cross the cookies. That would make the universe unfold if you cross the cookies. Amanda says,
the 3 flavors of popcorn. I used to get them all the time.
Remember Cracker Jacks?
Yes, but they only have one flavor.
I like Cracker Jacks. Caramel. They do have other flavors.
I've only seen Cracker Jacks in one flavor.
They have other ones. They even got spicy ones.
Never seen it.
Mm-hmm. I like Cracker Jacks.
You are a Cracker Jack.
I am a Cracker Jack. Aaron says facts, Amy, on the tins and the drum. I beat on one. Right on. I have a drum set, but I like to beat on tins too. Amber says, if Mark is my friend from MySpace. Now, that's the other Mark. That's Tom. The other Mark is Tom from MySpace. Amber says, old friend, brilliant guy. If so, I don't think they're the same person. It's not the same guy. Okay. I don't think it's the same guy. Bill Bennett says, good night, UntetheredLive family. And that fake fruit looks so real, it's edible, LOL. It does. They do a very good job at faking fruitery. And good night, brother. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you Friday. Ever so briefly. Aaron says, we need it.
Night, Bill.
We need it. Well, we need what, Aaron? Cracker Jacks?
The tins?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Debbie says, kids, don't make me come over there and make you hug each other.
I don't want to hug him. God, I got to live with him. No, I'm just kidding.
Judy says, bye, Mark. Is Mark leaving?
I hug him at least once a day, whether I want to or not.
Right on. I try to choke her at least once a day, whether she needs it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Not always with my hands.
Imagine that.
Amber says, the spelling of name and choice of animal is the cause of question very unique. What?
I don't know on that one. You're going to have to explain yourself, Amber.
That's that gummy's kicking in.
No, the flower's kicking in on Amber.
Lady B says, Jake, I enjoy your snarkiness. I like you. It's just a box. I love the escapism. That's why I rarely discuss my personal life here. I enjoy the folks in here. Christians are not perfect. We are not. I agree with all of that, including the Jake part. Amber says, hey, Bill. Good night, Bill. Yeah, you can discuss your personal life. I'm an open book. I am a little bit snarky on purpose, but I otherwise am open and honest about everything. I hide nothing. Ask Amanda. She'll tell you. I say things I shouldn't say. Private stuff. But I find that the only way that I can be earnestly friends with people I've never met is to be completely honest with them. Open book. You know, when God made me, he grinned and said, this'll be fun.
I was going to ask you what shirt you had on.
That one. Amanda says.
Hi, lady.
Debbie says, Lady B, except I am perfect. Just ask me. It's hard to be humble when you're perfect, isn't it? Can I have another cup of coffee, please?
I reckon.
Gets to stepping.
I'm going to take my time now.
No, you're not. Amy says, hi, Lady B. And Lady B says, I have enjoyed tonight. Sweet dreams, fellow Christians. Sweet dreams back at you. I hope you have a good night. And Lady B says, Debbie, smiley, 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 smiley. And in that order. And she means it. Amber says, night, lady. And Judy says, hey, Lady B. Maureen says, good night, Lady B. Amy says, I just found a jar of pickled beets. Anybody want it? Especially if the pickled beets are still in it. No. Gross. Although they're probably good. I think beets are really good for you. If you can stomach them. I think they are good for blood pressure and eyes and all kinds of things. Heart. A good source of energy. I think beets are a superfood like kale. I think they are. Somebody could check me on that, but I think they are. Amber says, welcome, Lady B. And Judy says, bye, Lady B. And Lady B says, love you, Judy, sweet lady. Aaron says, white elephant. White elephant? Why's it got to be a white elephant? What if it's an elephant who can dance? What are we talking about? Judy says, love you, Lady B. Aaron says, yes. Amy, yuck. Oh, pickled beets. Yeah, yuck. Yeah, if you can handle it, they're actually good for you, but they're kind of gross. Amber says, who all just left? Well, they can't answer you if they left. Lady B says, Jake wants to always be right. No. Jake always is right. I thought I was wrong once, but it turns out I was mistaken. Trump is like that. ℂ𝕚𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝𝕝. No. I don't want to always be right. I just know things. There's a difference. I'm wrong often. If you've ever spent any time watching this show, you know that. And when I'm wrong, I don't have any problem admitting that I'm wrong. And I will often correct myself. I'm not a know-it-all. I'm not a trying to be right kind of guy. I just know things that most people don't know. That's why I do this. Unfortunately, some people cannot see that. They think that I'm just like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. If you knew me in real life, I would drive you insane with what I go through. You can turn this off. I can't. But I'm not a know-it-all by no stretch of the imagination. Lady B says, Amy, cough, cough, sweet dreams. Cough, cough, sweet dreams. Judy says, none for me, thanks. Right? Aaron says, bye-bye, Lady B. And Amber says, did my phone flash again? I don't know. I didn't see it. Lady B says, love you, Maureen. Everyone I missed, love you bunches. And Aaron says, no snowballs are nasty. You were talking about something that one time that you liked, and that may not be the right one, but it was the pink, poofy hostess thingy with coconut on it. But I don't remember what it was called. I mean, you like them, you would know what they are. Aaron says, context. I got it. Lady B says, while I am thinking of it, Jake, do you and family have TikTok? I do not. If you do, I will try to get my original account back. I don't use TikTok. I can't be funny in 10 seconds. I've never figured out how to say a 10-second thing. That's why I don't do a lot of shorts. I rap waxotic. I wax rhapsodic. Aaron says, can you still get those? That cheese popcorn was the best. I don't know. I hadn't seen them in forever, but I'm sure they still make them. I do like the cheese popcorn, though.
Yes, they come out every season around Christmas. Most of the grocery stores and Walmart has them. Sometimes the drugstores have them.
Oh, there you go. I
They're
haven't
like
seen them, but
$5 a 10.
Now, Judy says, pretty sure you can right now, Aaron. Pretty sure you can right now get those. Yep. So there you go. I didn't know. See? Wrong again. Amber says, it cut my chat in half again. So, 3/4? What's half of half? Is that a quarter?
Yes.
Amy says, Aldi's has them too, and Kroger. There you go. Gets to stepping. Amber says, I had to click all chat, not top chat. Well, that's what you're supposed to click, all chat or live chat.
It's all chat on a phone and live chat on a computer.
Right. Top chat's the wrong thing. It's all chat. What it is says, Jake always talking about these nuts, as in coconuts, and both of these nuts candles that they have out now. All right. I've never had a both of these nuts candle. But both of these nuts. Aaron says, oh, I'm going to go get one tomorrow. Nice. Popcorn. Right on. Maureen says, I love that shirt. Thank you.
The more we sit here and talk about them, I want one too.
Yeah, you can eat a lot of popcorn.
What?
You're munching.
Oh.
Eat a lot of popcorn. Take you through the day. Keep you full.
I like watching. I like eating popcorn while we're watching a movie.
The only reason I don't like popcorn is it gets under my teeth, and I don't like that at all.
I like that kettle corn too. That sweet popcorn.
If I could eat the popcorn without that little kernel thing that gets in your teeth, if you could get rid of that, I would love it. But I don't like the little sharp thingy that gets in your gums.
I don't have that problem. But I don't like that stuff either. It gets stuck in between my teeth, and I spend 30 minutes trying to get it all out.
Lady B says, I screenshot that, what it is. Thank you. Amy says, reuse the tin as a food bowl for Leo, Aaron. Right?
He probably couldn't get his fat head in the tin. Big old fat-headed dog.
What it is says, Jake, if you ever heard of a Donner Hush guitar, If not, look it up. I have. Are you talking about the silent one? The practice guitar that you put together? It's like a little neck with a metal ring that looks like the shape of a guitar. I think that's what you're talking about. And I'm familiar with the brand Donner. Yeah. I would prefer Fesley guitars. I think they're better quality, and they're knocking it out of the park these days. So Fesley and Leo James are the best cheap guitars out there, from what I can tell. And also West Creek does a pretty mean Les Paul Cutaway Jr., double cutaway. Why, do you have a Donner Hush guitar? Amanda says, watch out, Leo will eat it all. Eat all that popcorn. Do dogs eat popcorn? Do they get diverticulitis?
I ain't had a dog one turned down from popcorn. All my animals love popcorn. I had a cat.
How about that shit?
I got a video of one of my cats fighting me for popcorn.
The things animals eat. Do they get diverticulitis?
I don't know.
You ever have a polyp on your dog?
Mm-mm.
You ever have a polypy dog?
I had a cat. He was nuts over popcorn.
What do you do with a polypy dog? Amy says, reuse the tin as a food bowl for Leo. Aaron, twice.
Hold on a minute, Aaron.
Aaron says, Amy, Leo would destroy it. Probably. He's a big boy.
No, Aaron, he didn't. It didn't post.
What?
How you said that you skipped over the name, Jake skipped over the name of the snacks in the chat. It's called Zingers.
Zingers. Okay. No, it didn't post. I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, it's not there.
Zingers is what we were talking about, not snowballs.
Now, let's see. Where are we at? 10:07.
10:07. Okay. Amber says, I love pickled beets with slow-cooked dry beans. Interesting. That sounds like a weird flavor combination I'd probably like. Pickled as in vinegar-based?
Yes.
Yeah, that might be good. I like that vinegary flavor. It's a North Carolina thing. They put that in their barbecue, and I've grown to like it, and I've acquired the taste, so I really like that flavor. Aaron says, did Leo's washer dryer with his tequila freaking alcoholic? What? Did Leo washer dryer with his tequila freaking alcoholic? I'm just going to go on ahead and say that was spell checked, and that is not what you meant to say, because that means nothing. There's a dog in it, and apparently he's drunk and washing clothes. Not sure. Autocorrect. There it is. All right, autocorrect. That makes me happy. I was afraid there for a minute that you actually meant to write that. Debbie says, I love pickled beets. I just open the jar and eat them with a fork. I like pickled eggs. And I like that Tijuana Mama sausage thing. But you got to be careful with those. Number one, they're really hot. And number two, your butt will start bleeding after a week.
Ew.
Trust me, I know. But they are delicious.
I don't know if it's actual bleeding or from the dye.
No, it's blood. Pretty sure, because it is accompanied by raw.
Oh, well, yeah, that's because it done burnt your butt.
Yes. So I can't eat very many of them, but I like them. I did eat them for a week once. I'll never do that again. That was just one a day. Aaron says, with this autocorrect, right on. It's supposed to say that Leo would wash it down with tequila because he's freaking an alcoholic. Got it. Makes more sense. A lot more sense. Thank you. Now I know what you're talking about. He would wash down the popcorn tin with a tequila shot. Got it. Amber says, aye, aye, Captain. Oh, who lives in a pineapple down by the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Who plays with his Willie for everyone to see?
Jake? Oh, SpongeBob SquarePants.
The chat jumped.
Mine did too.
I got it. That's
10:09.
10:09. Amber says, I'm weird. I enjoy learning too. I enjoy learning to learn, and I have to be wrong often. Me too. And I enjoy learning. As a matter of fact, I'm a professional learner. That's basically what I do for a living is learn. I've been that way for 40 years. I've delved into many subjects over a long period of time and lots of study, which is why I have a unique outlook on things. I don't recommend that for everybody, though. Only crazy people like myself. Other people can benefit from that knowledge without the having to go down the rabbit holes. So that's a good thing. Linda says the Twinkies that are pink with coconut on it. Yes. I thought they were balls, though, for some reason. Like puffs. But yeah, zingers. Aaron says pink with coconut, the thing I could do. Right on. The things I could do. Ooh. Linda says, LOL, Aaron.
Dirty boy.
Dirty boy. Aaron says, the event, like passing mystery gifts, like cookies and stuff, it's called White Elephant. That's like Secret Santa, but it's like a game. This is for context. Okay, White Elephant. That makes sense. Why would they call it that? I don't know. So they don't believe in Santa Claus, so they make a secular white elephant. So this is like third level atheist. I don't believe in Christ. I don't believe in Santa. White elephant. Third wave atheism. Amber says truth and facts never mind being questioned. Lies do mind being questioned, or so I've learned to think. I agree. Amy says, not the Donner Party. No, the Donner Guitar. The Donner Party is hungrier. What? Tastes like chicken. Aaron says, Jake skipped the name of the snack. Chat. Zingers. Nope, I didn't. Lady B says, my phone died. What was the TikTok response? System UI isn't responding. I might have to go back out. The response is, no, we do YouTube. Aaron says, oh yeah, CVS popcorn store. I forgot.
LOL, Aaron.
They sell them at CVS?
Most drugstores to sell the popcorn tins too, yes.
Really?
This time of year, yes.
Interesting.
Dollar store usually has them too. I don't know why they don't yet.
They don't have them at my dollar store.
Well, I bet you that Food Lion or Piggly Wiggly's got them.
Amy says, I don't have TikTok either.
Said, no, lady, we don't use TikTok.
Maureen says, Lady B, Jake does not have a TikTok account. I think I have one, but I've never used it. There was a time when I went around signing up for everything that I could think of because I didn't want anybody to take my name, because it's very hard to get a name. And when I got one I liked, I wanted to make sure it was mine. So I signed up for everything. So I may have signed up for TikTok, but I've never used it. I've never even logged on to TikTok. Occasionally they try to trick me and I get switched over to TikTok videos when I'm scrolling, and I get away from that as fast as I can. TikTok is a scam. What it does is it indoctrinates people. It treats their brain like a science project and causes them to think in certain ways in slides, which is not conducive to critical thinking. And also, they promote propaganda, and not in every country the same propaganda. If you go watch TikTok in China, it's a completely different thing than TikTok here. They do math and science and arithmetic of different sorts, like physics, trigonometry and geometry and stuff like that. And here it's all about blue-haired piercings and weirdness and hating on people and nonsense. No, I don't use TikTok. And plus, they also spy on you. So when you give them your information, they sell it. So that's bad. So I don't use TikTok.
Hence why Trump was trying to stop it.
Exactly. That's why Trump tried to ban TikTok, because it is a national security threat. And I bet you money the government ain't using TikTok anymore. I'd bet money on that. He might not have stopped it from being banned, or he might not have made it to where they banned it, but I bet you that his government don't use TikTok. Linda says, I'm going to say good night. I love you all. See you Friday night, Linda. I hope you have a good night, sweetie. Enjoy those cookies and those children, and we love you, and we'll see you Friday. And Maureen says, night, Linda.
Night, Linda. Sleep well and have fun making cookies without me.
Yo.
LOL.
Sorry.
10:17.
Lady B says, okay, thank you. Sweet dreams. UI system is going down. Linda says, I wish you lived closer, Amanda. Me too.
Me too, Linda. I'd be all up in there with you. LOL.
She makes a good kitchen mate. Judy says, bye, Linda. What it is says, no thinking about buying one. No thinking about buying one. What? Oh, you are thinking about buying one? I think Donner's an okay instrument. Are you a good guitar player or intermediate? Are you up and coming? I'm a lifelong learner. Oh, okay. No, that was Lady B. Sorry. What it is, I don't think you would go wrong buying one. I've never played a Donner, but I've heard good things about them. I think they're probably low-end quality, but for the price, that's pretty good.
IYV is a pretty good guitar, too.
Yeah, IYV is a good, cheap guitar, but Donner's real cheap. And I really wish if you bought one, I wish you would send it to me and let me set it up for you, but that'd probably be more than it's worth, so we wouldn't do that. But I think that really any guitar that if you set it up right, it's a good quality guitar, because now they're all made on CNC machines. They're not handmade anymore. So you can get pretty good quality off of every company nowadays. Pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. And I think if you were going to buy a Hush guitar, I don't think you'd be disappointed in it. I think it'd be all right. I hope that helps. Lady B says, I'm a lifelong learner. Right on. Aaron says, Snowball is a big marshmallow, and I don't like to know I don't like marshmallows. Gotcha. I don't like big marshmallows. I like the little ones. And I like candied yams, and I like marshmallows and hot cocoa and in cereal. But that's it. Amy says, bye, Cookie. And Kevin says, I'm leaving the pink balls comment alone. Yeah, well, you get that when you tie that ring around them. Amy says, LOL, Pop Pop. And Lady B says, but I can't retain it. The lifelong learning? Yeah, that's a problem. There's no point in learning if you can't retain it. So may I make a suggestion? Cut your learning down to 30-minute chunks. Only learn for 30 minutes and then go away, and you'll begin to retain. The human brain can only, at its best capacity, can only retain about an hour's worth of information at a time, which is why college courses are only 2 hours long and only 1 hour lectures. The reason for that is because anything else is just going in one ear and out the other. You can only retain about an hour at a time. So cut it down. Get it down to a manageable chunk, maybe 15 minutes of learning, and then stop and let it sink in. And I think you'll retain better. Like all things, the brain is a muscle. The more you use it, the better it gets. Judy says, oh, come on, Kevin. Aaron says, flaming bunghole. Yes, with the old hot Tijuana mamas. That could be a drink. It could be, but I wouldn't drink it. And Judy says, no TikTok here. Lady B says, I'd delete mine back when there was security breaches. There still are security breaches. They just aren't talking about it mainstream anymore because they managed to get past the thing that they were trying to do, which was ban it. Maureen says, and TikTok has all those deadly challenges. Yeah, there's that too. Well, that's just part of the teaching people to think stupid. It's an on-purpose thing. They are purposely dumbing down the next generation. Why? I don't know, but they are.
Have you seen the damn cinnamon challenge? That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
What about the dandelion challenge or whatever it is?
The
little ball thing that you put in your mouth and it goes...
Yeah, we did that when we were kids. That ain't nothing. But when you do the cinnamon challenge, you could literally kill yourself doing that.
I know, because it goes in your lungs.
There's no way to eat that much cinnamon at one time. It's ridiculous. What are people thinking?
Mm-hmm. There is a way, but nobody does it.
You cannot eat a teaspoon of cinnamon without gagging and choking and damn near killing yourself.
Yes, I can.
How?
Stick it in your mouth and let it sit there until the saliva turns it into liquid and then swallow it.
Yeah, that's...
Don't open your mouth. If you do, you aspirate. That's the challenge. That's why most people fail, because they put it in their mouth and open their mouth and
the
dust goes down their throat.
You're supposed to see how fast you can eat a teaspoon of cinnamon.
No, put it in your mouth and just let it sit on your tongue until the saliva does what it does. It takes about 2 minutes. Then you can swallow it. If you try otherwise, it'll choke the shit out of you. Lady B says, exactly, Maureen. Amy says, and when you agreed to the term of service on TikTok, you agreed to them accessing to anything in your house with internet access. Yes. That's just not TikTok. That's your TV, your phone, your computer, your toaster oven if it has an internet connection, your refrigerator, anything, your security system. If it's connected to the internet, TikTok has access to it and you gave it permission. That's why I don't have TikTok. Even phones without the app, says Amy. Yes. Anything that connects to your network is... TikTok has a back door to it.
Alexa, everything.
Yeah, Alexas and everything. Alexa and everything. Aaron says they usually call it that at work events so they don't get in trouble for being politically incorrect. To include everybody, because if we got this weird culture now where everybody's offended, oh no, right? Isn't that sad? Isn't it sad that you can't piss somebody off or hurt their feelings because they're a victim? Remember, sticks and stones may break my bones, but you'll always be a lefty. Lady B says, exactly, Amy. Amy says, robot vacuum hooked to TikTok spying on your house. Yes. Well, if it has a layout of your house, you know those things use GPS to drive around your house, right? So now you've given whoever accesses that the floor plan to your house. You can also do that with a phone because it sends out a signal that bounces off the wall. So if you have a phone in your house, the government can access it and get a layout of the room. And then they can collect that as you walk through the house and know your house. I don't like that idea. I know it's silly. Nobody's going to come after me. Nobody's going to be, jumping in my window or anything. But I still don't like the idea of them knowing what's in my house is my business.
But you know what? I could go to the government public website and pull up all that same information.
What information?
Your house, your square footage, the layout, the blueprint of your yard, the whole 9 yards. I could pull it up right on the county website and get every bit of that information for you.
Some of it.
All of it is public access. How many square foot, how many rooms, when it was built, what additions were added, what year, how big it was, the whole 9 yards.
Aaron says, I've never had to TikTok in my life. I can't even tell you what it looks like. You're not missing much. It goes by quickly. 10-second videos. And I never understood that model anyway. Why would anybody be interested in something that only lasts 10 seconds long? When I look for videos, I like long form videos. I want to go to sleep listening to somebody talk, or I want to get involved in a conversation or a debate or something like that. I look for the 3-hour videos. I don't understand why people enjoy doom scrolling 10-second video clips that are all fake anyway.
I think it's 20 or 30-second clips they do now.
Whatever it is, it don't seem fun to me. I thought about trying to get involved and do like shorts, and really, why would I ramp up my workload twice for that? I'm not funny in 10 seconds. The only thing, the humor that I have is reactionary. I react to things. That's what makes it funny. I'm not funny normally. I can't just say funny stuff. I've got to react to things. So it takes conversation to get the gold. I don't want to do 10-second videos or 30-second videos. It's probably to my detriment. I'd probably make a lot more money if I did, but.
I'll say I know people, I don't know them personally, but I've seen people making bank on TikTok.
I know. I didn't start this channel to make bank. I started it to teach the Bible, and hopefully it would support me enough to survive. That was the idea, and I'm sticking to it. Lady B says, I wish somebody could come up with a USA type of platform like TikTok. I enjoy it and made lifelong friends. They did. It's called YouTube. Amy says, I prefer Tic Tacs. I prefer Tic Tac Toes. I'm a foot person. What can I say? Amy says Tic Tac Toes, right? Lady B says, Jake, I was making a joke at my expense from the stroke. As a past educator, I read a lot, but books on CD are so good, I did not get the joke. I'm sorry. Where did you make a joke?
I think she was talking about she can't retain it.
Oh, because you can't retain. I see. I get it. Yeah, I did. I would have never made that connection that you had I didn't even know you had a stroke. I apologize. Sorry you had a stroke. Are you recovering well? And books on CD are great. I have a problem with dyslexia, so I prefer to read audibly myself. I'm a visual learner, so if I can see it, the better. But in my old age, I'm getting better at reading. I'm not a good reader, believe it or not. I've really struggled to read. I'm illiterate. Lady B says, yes, 30 minutes max. Brain capacity. Right on. Try 15 minutes. It might help.
Or even 20.
Amy says, finally get to sit down. My feet hurt. Oh, if I were there, I'd rub your feet. Give you a good old thumb massage.
That's what it's called now?
Maureen says, what about the kicking someone's door at 3 a.m. and teens think it's just a prank and then end up shut? Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what's it called? Damn, I can't think of what it's called.
I don't know. I like the one where they're in court and the woman says, my son was just trying to rob you. If you hadn't fought back, he wouldn't be dead. I'm suing you. Do you hear yourself? He was just trying to rob me. That's why I fought back. It's mine. You can't have it.
Swatting.
Swatting. Yeah, calling the law on people.
Yes.
I'm lucky that hasn't happened to me yet. I hope it never does.
All right.
Amy says, subway surfing, TikTok challenge. Right on top of the subway train. One kid was decapitated. His friends lost an arm. Yeah, those are going way too fast to ride on. I used to hop trains when I was a kid. They went considerably slower. I would never try to hop on an Amtrak, though. The problem is that parents are not teaching their children common sense. That's the problem. I grew up in this same world, and I never once tried to ride a subway in the middle of the night in a tunnel with things hanging down and lights and such. I had common sense because my mama taught me. And I think whatever the parents are doing these days just ain't parenting.
No, we just went up in a sketchy old concrete tower that was barely hanging on that was 10 stories high.
Yes, I did do that, but I knew what I was doing.
That thing. That was scary just looking at it, let alone being in it.
I don't remember you going in it.
I was in it either before or after all of that went down, but yeah. I'd been in it a couple times. Remember, I used to live at the townhouses right there.
Lady B says, rest them baby toes, Amy. Tic-tac-toes. That's what they are. Soph Allen says, Merry Christmas, guys. I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas and a safe New Year. Well, thank you, Soph. When it becomes Christmas, I'll take that under advisement. And in 2 weeks, I wish you a Merry Christmas as well. I hope your circuits are nice and oiled up and you have no power issues.
Hi, Soph.
Lady B says, Soph.
Run, Aaron.
Judy says, hey, Soph. Hey, Soph. Amy says, I'll be right back. I'm going to get some stones and sticks. Right on. Amy says, hi, Soph. Lady B says, but you have Jake a lot. I have what? I have Jake a lot. What have I done? I don't know what we're talking about. But you have Jake a lot. Smiley, 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 smiley. Yep, you got to be more specific. I don't know what you mean. I love Jake, but I have a nickname for him. Buttonhole. All right. Aaron says, runs fast. Buttonhole. I prefer the term ass. Right where it looks like a fig. That's for you anatomy freaks. Lady B says the government can see in all our walls if they want. Oh, yes. I don't want to encourage them, though. Amy says also they spy on our photos, and if you talk about your kids or grandkids, they could potentially end up a victim of kidnapping. I don't know about all that, but I'd say you're probably right. Aaron says, Amy, help. Lady B says the majority isn't important enough. For what? The majority of what? People? Important enough for the government to spy on? I beg to differ. The problem is you don't know what they're looking for. You're right in that you're not important enough for the government to come and arrest you for committing crimes or anything that you think is normal. But what you fail to realize is that they trade on things that you're not aware of, such as metadata. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but you have a footprint on social media. And that footprint is valuable to people who run social media accounts. You see, the reason it's free, you've heard the expression, there's nothing in the world that's free. That's true. The reason it's free is because you are the product. You are what they are selling. They're making money on you. And how do they do that? With metadata, with having your eyes focused on ads, and things that I barely understand about data streams and algorithms and things like that. I barely can grasp the idea of it, but they trade on those things. And that's just the tech industry. The government also trade on things. Did you know that when you were born, you were issued a receipt for your birth? It's called a birth certificate. It's issued an ID number, which is your social security number, and that is registered as a corporation, and then they trade on that like the stock market between the Bank of England and the Fed in America. And they use those things to create wealth. The reason that we have a deficit, a budget, and a bank that makes money is because we have a product to sell. And that product is people. That's why it's in all capital letters. It's a corporation. That's why you have to have a birth certificate with a social security card. That's a receipt for your birth and your sale. So, yeah, there are things going on you're not aware of. That's what I'm trying to say. We are part of a group of people. There is another group of people that are above us, the elites, and then there's another group above them that nobody knows the name of. And all three are in different worlds that play by different rules and serve the group that's above them. Believe that. It's true.
I'll tell you something else that some of y'all may or may not know. Your phone service is selling your information too. You have to go into, like if you have a phone app, your phone company app, like where you pay your phone bill or whatever through, you have to go in there and actually select, do not sell my information, for them not to sell your information. Otherwise, they're selling your information.
True.
I found that out the hard way.
Yeah, metadata is the new gold, and they are selling it like fire. That's what Bitcoin is based on. That's the currency. That's the fund of the currency. You know, like our dollar used to be based on the gold standard, and then Nixon took it off of the gold standard and put it on the oil standard, became the petrodollar. And then in 2024, that contract ran out, and nobody has talked about what the new thing is, what the dollar is based on now. Nobody has brought it up. So I don't know still what the dollar is based on, what gives it its intrinsic value. It is no longer petrol, and it's no longer gold. So what is the new thing? The new thing, I believe, is metadata. You just have to wait and see when they start talking about it in 20 years. But that's the thing. Welcome to the world that you're not aware of. Everything is bullshit. You live in a carefully crafted facade that is designed to keep you focused on your little mundane false dichotomies, Coke, Pepsi, left, right, up, down, so that they can live their lives based on the money they make on you, the bread and circuses of it all. They keep you occupied. That's what football is. That's what music is. It's an occupier. That's it. That's why it doesn't matter who gets it and who doesn't. You ever notice how some people become famous and you can't figure out for the life of you why? It's because they struck the lottery. They got the okay. Somehow they make money. That's it. They don't care who it is. Anyway, welcome to the world. Nobody knows what they're doing. April Rain's here. She says, what's going on, everybody? Good to see y'all. Hugs and love. Hi, April. Welcome to the show, belated as it may be. Amy says, puts Aaron on her cup holder for safekeeping. Maureen says, I don't want anyone spying on me, but if they did, what I say, topics and such, on computer and real life would confuse. LOL. Yeah. I would probably be on a list somewhere because I look into some pretty weird things. I probably am on a list somewhere because I look into some weird things. And I absolutely push against the narrative, and they don't like that. And Lady B says, smiley, 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 smiley. And Judy says, hey, April. Amanda says, LOL, Amy. Aaron says, the Sprite Challenge 2 is stupid. Right on. Lady B says, an investigator told me all he found on my videos was motorcycles, cooking, and cats. All right. Aaron says, the cup holder. Yes. Lady B says, not a threat to nobody, 𝕂𝕠𝕝𝕝. I don't think they're looking for threats. April says, hi, Lady Jake, Amanda, Aaron, Judy, Amy. Good to see you. And Lady B says, I want to talk instead of type. Okay, start talking.
Hi, April.
Maureen says, hi, April. April says, LOL, smiley face. Lady B says, I told you a while back. Love you bunches. I missed the old memory. I hear you. April says, hi, Maureen. Good to see you. And Amy says, hey, April. Lady B says, Jake is awesome. Thank you. April says, OMG awful. And Lady B says, we got to joke and have fun, y'all. Common sense can't be taught. Either you have it or not. All right. April says, right on, lady. Lady B says, my son has common sense and book sense, lucky butt. I'd say so. Lady B says, April, smiley, 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 smiley. April says, common sense. Maureen says, they aren't teaching their kids responsibility and or consequences. Either teens under 18 think they have an automatic get-out-of-jail-free card so they can absolutely do no moral wrong. Or they have absolutely no morals. Yeah. April says, or butthole, LOL. I'll take it. Lady B says, let's all go to a Michael Jackson concert. Sorry, my chat jumped again.
10:41.
10:41. April says, LOL. Lady B says, Jake. Needle to thread, Jake. Needle and thread. Right on. Lady B says, I'm so sleepy I got the giggles. April. Judy says, so right, Maureen. Mark says, every picture you take has metadata. In the background of the image, there is invisible writing saying where and when and on what type of device it was taken. Yes. And there's other information in there too. Geolocations and sort of things that I don't know a lot about. Lady B says, oh shit, we have failed to realize. Darn it, failed again. They are selling us. Let's sell more buttonholes. All right. A nice t-shirt. I am with buttonhole, says Lady B. April says, yeah. Lady B says, April. Amy says, not to mention, some stores are freaking out about pennies. Yeah, they're trying to get rid of pennies. In fact, I think they did get rid of pennies. They're still in circulation, but they're not making any more. The penny will soon be a thing of the past. And Mark says, each printer prints microscopic markings to identify which printer printed X paper. They're sure interested in tracking people. Exactly. That's exactly right. And there are lots and lots and lots and lots of things like that that most people are just not aware of, blissfully unaware of how tracked they are. In fact, the new cars, anything after, say, 2018, probably earlier than that, probably 2015, can be completely hacked into and controlled remotely. Not just turned on and off, but driven or disengaged. There was a reporter that got killed, and the theory is that they turned his brakes off and then sped him up to 100 miles an hour, and he hit a brick wall. But that is totally possible now. That's why I won't drive a new car or own one. Lady B says, Mark, lots of information. Yes, everywhere. April says, dadgummit, they vacuumed the ocean already. Nope. They vacuumed portions of it. We know more about the surface of Mars than we know about what's on the bottom of the ocean. Matter of fact, we've only explored about 1% of the ocean floor. Maybe 2%.
Yes, Mark. They can trace where, when, and the paper was printed right down to the exact machine.
And where you bought it and where you went that day. And they can take that information and tie it in with like cameras that are on the road and track you all through the city where you went that day and where you had your coffee. And matter of fact, if you go right now to the Google website, and you're going to have to look for it, go to your settings on the Google website, go to your settings, log in and go to your settings, and then go down the list of things that are in the settings. And eventually you'll get to a place that takes you into some other options. And if you go far enough, you will come across a map. And that map has a red line on it everywhere you've been for the past 6 months. And it follows you, where you've stopped at, how long you were there, who lives there. All of that information is on Google right now if you own a cell phone. You can opt out of it, but you have to find it first. First, you have to be aware of it. Then you have to find it, and then you have to figure out how to opt out. It's a trick. And then I'm not sure if you actually get opted out. I think they just tell you do, but still do it anyway. But it was quite surprising when I learned that. They can track your phone even when it's off. If they get centered on you, they decide they want to follow you, they can log into your server where you get your internet from and figure out where your phone pings from the towers, and then they can track your phone even if it's off. I'm not sure if they can do it if you take the battery out or not, but I would say they probably can because it's got quartz crystals in it, which are batteries.
Yeah, but that'll only ping to the last location that the phone was on if you take the battery out.
I don't know.
It doesn't keep the memory like that once the battery's out.
I don't know. I know that they can look through your TV. Modern TVs have an infrared chip.
Yeah, I've always had security cameras, and I learned about my second set of security cameras not to have wireless cameras because people can tap into the wireless camera. They can't tap into the wired one as easy as they can the wireless ones.
Right.
Like the Ring doorbells and all that, you can tap right into that.
Yes. Yeah, we live in 1984. Absolutely, 100%. April says, right, well said, Jake. Thank you, April. Lady B says, the new thing is property and real estate. It's all facade. It is a facade.
I'll tell you something else that can be done. I can get an app, and I can put in, let's say, I can use April's phone number, and I can text whoever I want and say whatever I want from my phone, and it'll come back to April's.
Yep. AI is a terrifying thing. April says, hey, Mark, good to see you. BSK. I don't know what that means. Lady B says, April, OCEA.
Good to see you back.
Ah. April says, right. Shh. Amy says, imagine a big box store rounding up to cheat a customer a few cents, 100K times a day. It adds up. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of that, Amy, I just saw the other day, the dollar store. They go in and they'll have, when you go in the dollar store, pay attention to the prices that they're marked on the shelf, because the price on the shelf will be 10 or 15 cents difference, or maybe even 5 cents difference from the price that they charge you at checkout. Like if it's, let's say, $2.50 on the shelf, they'll charge you $2.55 at checkout, and it's not enough for you to think about. But if they're doing that to, they got, 10,000 stores or more probably. If they're doing that at every store, imagine what they're profiting of untraced money. But people don't pay attention to it because it's only a few cents. They don't think anything of it when it comes time to check out. So they'll mark the prices up, get their thing. Even with coupons, they're doing it on the coupons too. There's a big thing, a video I saw on YouTube about it where Dollar General got sued for that.
Yep. There's a device that you can put over the little slot on an ATM machine where you put your card in. It looks just like the slot that's there. It just slides right over top of it and glues to the frame, and you stick your ATM in, your ATM card. And what it does is it reads it before it goes into the machine, and the machine reads it. So you're getting read twice. And it'll take a portion of a penny off of your bill, whatever you have in your account. Like like 2/3 of a penny. It's not even noticeable. It doesn't even register on numbers. But if you do that 10,000 times a day, those pennies, the quarters of pennies add up to dollars, and you can get millions of dollars over a week of just reading ATM cards. And there are hackers doing that everywhere.
Yes, that's why they went to putting the piece of tape across the card reader machine to see if it's been tampered with.
Well, all you got to do is, when you go up to an ATM, just take your fist and hit the reader like that, just with a little bit of force. And if it pops off, there's a reader. It ain't supposed to pop off. It's supposed to be attached to the machine. It is part of the machine. But if the little thing pops off, that's a scam. That's the extra reader. And you don't know who put it there, and you don't know how long it's been there. So just always check. Make sure that that's only one device. Amanda says,
yes, lady, you can go to the county office and say you lost your deed to your house, and they will give you another one without proof you own it.
yep. That's a scam people were pulling a while back.
They're still pulling it.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched a video of a court case. That same thing happened. They took the lady's deed to her house. Her husband died. They got the deed, changed the deed over into their name, and tried to throw her out.
Yep. That's why I have my deed. April says, ha-ha. Lady B says, Jake singing Nobody Knows What They Are Doing. He's fabulous. Nobody knows what they're doing. Mark says, good to see you've made it, April. I hope you had a good Wednesday. When did you get here? Just now. Lady B says, a button list. April says, nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows but Jesus.
Me. You're not me. I don't have anything there.
What? I was just coughing.
Oh, I was typing. I looked up. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not there.
April says, facts. April says, lady is right. Amy says, some people lack common sense. Imagine the increase when they stop making pennies real cents. Mm-hmm. April says, LOL, OMG, Jake, I can't stop laughing. Why? Lady B says, Amy, penny. Smiley, smiley, smiley. April says, it's the aliens, LOL. They took the pennies to make more drones and robots. Okay. No, it's the government getting rid of pennies because they don't make any sense.
It costs more to make the penny than the penny's worth.
Yeah, it costs more to make pennies than pennies are worth because the dollar has increased in value because of the debt. That's what's going to make the dollar crash eventually and lead us inevitably into a cashless society. You don't want that to happen. Vote against that with everything you got. Judy says, LOL, April. April says, LOL, joking. I don't know. Lady B says, penny for your thoughts? Not anymore. It's going to cost you $1. Amy says, self-driving cars. Yeah, just because you can do a thing don't mean you should.
That's like Ford come out with this trailer backing assist thing. You can put your truck in front of the trailer in any direction, however far away, don't matter, and push this button and let go of everything, and it will back up and load to your trailer perfectly without you touching anything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I don't like self-driving cars or self-parking cars.
I like trying to hit the ball on the first hit. They're not taking my phone away.
April says, makes sense, though. Actually, it don't. They quit making sense.
Right.
Lady B says, I'm crying laughing so hard. Amy says, C3PO, April, he's copper-colored. Lady B says, Lamau, Amy, 88. April says, how do you know they have restaurants underwater now? Wow, every treasure has been found by now. That is incorrect. Every treasure has not been found now. And how I know is because I do intensive studies on the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Intensive. meaning many, many, many hours of going all over the world looking into different things, including what can be found about the underwater thing that you're talking about.
We were just watching one the other night.
I assure you, 90%, 95% of the ocean floor has never been seen by mankind.
What was? Oh! It was on the God separating the water, and they found all the chariots and the wheels and stuff in the yeah, that's the one we were watching. That's what I'm thinking of.
Talking about the Red Sea part.
The Red Sea part, yeah, and they found the chariots and stuff and the wheels and all kinds of stuff that they're trying to hide now.
Bones.
Yep.
If the Bible says it's there, you can go look there, and it'll be there.
That was an interesting video there.
Lady B says, Amy, the young kids don't know what that is. Right? April says, yeah, that's true about the phone. Everything I say is true, woman. Amy says, right, track your phone. That's why Walt White took his battery out of his phone. Yep. April says, yes, still can with battery out. And it pings the last location only if the battery is out.
Yeah.
Lady B says, CIA agents have to go in a field and leave phone in the vehicle to talk private CIA stuff. Yes. And Mark says, take a picture on your phone. A year later, it might give you a timeline reminder of the picture and where you took it, like that lady from Monsters, Inc. And they're always watching. Always watching. Right. Yes. Not only that, Facebook listens to your conversations. Like if you're talking, it'll pop ads up on your Facebook about the stuff you're talking about.
Yep.
And also, it will connect you with people that you've met in your life that they would have no way of knowing that you knew, but they'll suggest it as you might be friends with this person.
Yeah. Usually if you're friends with the other person, then that's when you get the friend suggestions. Like I get friend suggestions for Jake's friends all the time, and I'm like, I don't know this person.
Right. Because they know that you live close to me, and they put that together, and then they start trying to connect you with people that are close to me, and me with you, and vice versa. April says, yes, facts. And that's true, too, about changing numbers to look like you were that messed up.
To look like it was you that messed. Yeah,
that's messed up.
It's called numbers. Yes, right, Mark. It's called number spoofing.
That's right. April says, crazy. Soph says, Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas, Soph, in 2 weeks. Judy says, Merry Christmas, Soph. Amy says, love y'all. I'll be driving while listening. Takes Aaron from cup holder and sets him behind April. It'd be like putting a pickle behind a cat.
That's a cucumber.
What do you think a pickle is?
A pickle don't work, though.
What do you think a pickle is?
I know what a pickle is, but an actual pickle won't work. It's got to be a cucumber.
I bet it will.
I've tried it. It's got to be a cucumber. Same cat jumped on a cucumber and did not jump on a pickle.
Judy says, love you, Amy. Amanda says,
bye, Amy. Be safe.
Lady B says, drive safe, Amy. April says, be safe, Amy, love. Soph says, I hope you guys are doing well. We hope you're doing well, too, Soph.
We're doing something.
We're doing something even if it's wrong.
10:59.
10 what?
59. Lady B.
Check gas stations, too. Pull it hard. That's right. The card reader. That's right. Maureen says, stay safe, Amy.
Yes, lady. Most of them have a tamper strip now. It's mandatory.
Maureen says, Lady B, love you. That's why I go inside to pay.
I use the tap to pay.
Yeah, I go inside, too.
Well, you go inside for other things, too. But if I'm not going in the store, I'm using the tap to pay.
Lady B says, the courthouse knows me, and they have protection added. We had to sign up for it.
No.
Yeah, the government has never lied to you.
The strip is usually yellow or red, and most of the ones I've seen are bright yellow.
Lady B says, agreed, Maureen. April says, LOL. Lady B says, I have lunch with manager, small town. April says, that's creepy. Self-driving cars. Soph says, sending lots of love and prayers for Bondi Beach. Yeah, that sucked. April says, right, Amanda. And hi, Soph, love, heart. And Soph says, hey, April, how are you doing? Lady B says, half the veterans work at the courthouse. Cool, smart bunch that are packing in law enforcement. Right on. What are we talking about?
The deeds.
Oh, yeah. April says, oh, okay. That's why they want you to keep busy. That's what they want you to do. Keep busy. Right. Keep your mind on little things that occupy you so that you don't pay attention to the big things that are happening over here. It's a magic trick. Be sure to hit that like button, everybody. Subscribe, share, support, join. And if you can, I would appreciate that very much.
And Amanda.
April says, I'm good, Soph. Love you. Amy says, we know more about space than the ocean. This is true. And Mark says, you guys ever hear they've claimed to find Noah's Ark at the top of the mountain? Yeah. They have found Noah's Ark.
That's where it is.
And it's at the bottom of the mountain, because if it were at the top of the mountain, it wouldn't fit. But yes, if you go to the mountains of Ararat, which is a mountain range, not one specific mountain, a little town there, they have found Noah's Ark. It is the right dimensions. I'll say they have found a boat. It is the right dimensions. It is in the right place. And there's a lot of things culturally around the area that support the idea, such as the little town down there, in whatever language they speak, translates to the place of the eight people that came off the ark. And they have drogue stones in that town, which are the big anchor stones that used to be on the ark. So yeah, they found it. And guess where it was? Right where the Bible said it would be. Soph says, I'm good. I just can't wait for Christmas. It's coming. You won't have to wait. It'll get here. April says, yep, you're always right, Jake. And you know I'm playing with you.
And yes, Mark, we watch stuff like that all the time.
Lady B says, spiders underwater. Y'all see that? No. 100,000 spiders in a web on YouTube today. Wow. Well, yes, some spiders spawn underwater. Yes. It's because it's safe. Judy says, I thought they did that a while ago, Mark. They did. They found it back in the 70s. April says, yes, I have that on my phone. Yeah, in the 70s, they were doing a reconnaissance flight, doing filming, trying to catch Russia doing some bad stuff. And they flew over that area. It might not have been Russia. It was some country they were spying on. Anyway, the spy plane flew over that area and took a picture that showed a boat-shaped object in the mountains. And when they uncovered it, they freaked out because they weren't expecting to see that. So many years, that was in the 50s, and then many years later, they sent an excavation team over there, and sure enough, there's an outcropping there. An earthquake had happened, and it unleashed a part of the ground and revealed this object. And then a couple of years later, a guy named Ron Wyatt went over there with some ground-penetrating radar and took some samples and such. And sure enough, it's a boat. It's the right boat. It is the right dimensions. They measured it out. It's exactly what the Bible said it would be.
They even found some of the what's some things called that they used for leveling the boat?
Drogue stones.
Yes. They even found those.
I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
So says, are you guys excited for Christmas?
No.
No. Lady B says, sounds like Facebook is like TikTok watching. Yes. Which is why I don't use Facebook for anything but promoting the show. I don't use Facebook.
I don't either. I go on there every once in a while just to check, but I don't do anything really.
We have a Facebook page for the show, but it just has the people in the show. We don't have friends. Just the people in the show go there. So, it's not open to the public, basically.
Yeah, so if you send a friend request or message the chat, then I don't recognize your name. I'm not accepting you unless I know who you are. So can't send people over there to try to join. That's as much Facebook as I do is keeping up with the YouTube or the Untethered Live pages.
Yeah, and it's just for people that are in the chat. If you come to the show, you can go to the Facebook, but otherwise, nobody is invited. Mark says, very trippy, Lady B. They use the air bubbles stuck in their webs due to the surface tension. Yes. Yes, some spiders like to spawn under the water. They make a little sack, and it's under the water, so it's a little oasis away from the world, and they can put all their babies in there and keep them safe. And Lady B says, you seen too? Mark is so interesting. Mark says, yeah, they claimed that a few years ago, and them talking about the splitting of the Red Sea made me think of it. Yeah. Yeah, I've been all over that, studied it, because I have a vested interest in knowing that it's real. So I've done everything short of going there myself. April says, scammers used my mom's phone one day after I blocked them. They had mom's number, and mom was standing in the same room. My iPhone rang again, and it was her number, but the scammer used it to call me. I was freaked. I bet. I was freaked out by that. They kept calling all day with different numbers, and I blocked almost 100 numbers. Ugh. Wow. How do you get in those situations?
Somebody sold her information.
Yep. Mark says, it's crazy what nature's created, Lady B, and we're constantly being surprised. And also, the more science learns, the more it agrees with God, and the more it backs away slowly and quietly from the evolution thing that they've been pushing for the past 150 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting to that point.
Well, that's like the one day my phone rang and it said my lawyer's name. April knows who that is. And then asked me if I had all kinds of crazy stuff, and I'm like, well, I didn't even call. And then my phone number popped up on his thing one day, and he called me, and he's like, did you just try to call me? I'm like, no. He's like, well, you just come up on my caller ID. I'm like, it wasn't me.
Lady B says, tap it, honey. Mark says, that's some creepy shit, April. LOL. And Soph says, how are you, Jake and Amanda? Fantastic. Did you actually just speak to me? I think that's a first.
Wow.
Mark says, welcome back, Soph. And Lady B says, Mark, can you find it? I think Amanda and Jake would find it interested. I've seen it. Soph Allen says, I don't have Facebook. I don't either. But I can still connect with you guys on YouTube. That's what we're here for.
Have you seen the Red Sea video yet, Mark?
Well, there's a lot of them.
Well, the one I'm talking about, the one we watched. That's what I was saying. If he hadn't seen it, I was going to go find it and send him the link. Or put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat so everybody can watch it.
I got to go find it.
Well, then go find it. Don't threaten something unless you can back it up. I'm sure everybody would enjoy that. Enjoy to know that the Bible is true and the Word of God is inerrant and correct, and that you can have faith in what it says. Yeah. That's what I'm here for. That's the whole reason I exist, is to prove the Bible true. And I've done my best to do so.
Do you remember who posted the video?
Mm-mm. I've seen 10 million videos.
The one we were watching the other night.
My answers in Genesis, maybe? The spider is called the diving bell spider, if I recall correctly. That sounds right. April says, yes, under docks mostly. And Mark says, I haven't yet, Amanda, but it's now on my watch list. Soph says, my mom is going to have surgery after Christmas on the 29th, 6:30 a.m. Please pray for me on that day. Well, you know we will. Amanda says, it's a great video, Mark. You'll enjoy it. April says, absolutely. Jake's chat's about to jump.
11:13.
11:13. April says, absolutely, Soph. Love, prayers, and hugs. Lots of love. Lady B says, Soph, your mom needs prayers too. April says, right. Soph says, yeah, my mom always pray. Judy says, yes, Soph. American Justice of Texas says, hey, sweetie Jake. Hey, darling, how are you? Nice of you to drop by. How you doing? How are things? Are you ready for Christmas? It's that time. Baby, it's cold outside. Hey, baby, it's cold outside. Let's get naked and spoon. Something like that. It's a good song anyway. Lady B says, no, Soph, she's having surgery. Therefore, your mom needs the prayers. And Maureen says, Soph, prayers for you and your mom. Ajot says, April, hello again, LOL. April says, hi, Ajot, love, good to see you, heart. Are you back? Amanda says, hi, Ajot.
Sorry. Hi, Ajot.
April says, again. Ajot says, Amanda, vibrating heart. Soph says, and I'm praying for her. Her mom. We all are, Soph. April says, Ajot is here, Jake. Yes, she is.
LOL, April.
I see that.
She's been here again for a little while. You're the one that hasn't been here, April. You're the one behind.
Soph says, it's good to pray for your family members. You think? Ajot says, I'm trying to show more support. Well, I appreciate that. I do. I enjoy being supported. Lady B says, back it up, honey. Lady B getting spicy over here. Soph says, how are you, lady? Maureen says, I don't need proof, but it's nice when archaeology and geology and other history sources provide proof. 1-0. I agree. I do need proof because I don't buy anything on the merits. I don't believe in God because I grew up to, or because my mommy told me to, or because that's what's cool to do. Matter of fact, I waited till I was grown and had an education before I ever read the Bible all the way through. And the reason I did that is because I knew instinctively that I wouldn't understand most of it if I tried. And now that I've done so quite a few times, I still don't understand all of it, but I'm a lot closer than I would have been otherwise. But I do need proof. And so that way you can believe me when I tell you that it's true, that it's true. I've looked, and I don't trick easily. If you think I do, try. Try to trick me. Try to fool me. Try to outsmart me. Try to win a game of wits with me. I dare you. So trust me, it's true. It's true as I can prove it to be true. Because there are things in the Bible you can't prove, right? But everything that can be proven, I have proved for myself. Lady B says, nice to meet you, Ajot. Ajot says, Lady B, hello, hun. And Lady B says, thank you for asking, Soph. I'm hanging in there like a rusty nail. Soph says, yep. Are you having a hard time, lady? If you are, I'm going to pray for you. Ajot says, It is cold outside, but no snow. I'm bummed. I know, right? It ain't snowed here either. Lady B says, how are you, AJOT? April says, I've been in and out. Lady B says, what does AJOT stand for? American Justice of Texas.
That's what it used to stand for.
It don't stand for that anymore?
Nope.
Well, I stand corrected.
She moved. She said, it used to stand for American Justice of Texas, but then I moved to Ohio, so renamed it A Journey of Truth.
Ah.
Nice.
Orange stands for AJOT's joking. Ohio is Texas. Or, alabaster jugs on trestles. Almond joy or tricks.
Or Twix.
That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said tricks.
Twix. Sorry, I got false teeth.
Your eye tooth got in the way of your tongue and you couldn't see what you were saying?
Right. I like it either way. April says, LOL, Jake. AJOT says, Lady B, I'm blessed. That's all I can ask for. Amen. What a great outlook. Lovely. Lady B says, blessed and smothered in grace. Well, I'm smothered, covered, and chunked in grace. April says, drink his Kool-Aid. Drink my Kool-Aid. KOOL-AID. April says, LOL. AJOT says, Lady B, it used to stand for American Justice of Texas, but then I moved to Ohio, so renamed it to A Journey of Truth. Well, I like both of them. Lady B says, I never understood the Bible as a kid. I remember reading Genesis as a kid, the begots. I didn't know what it meant, and I read it anyway. Right on. Do you know what it means now? AJOT says, smiley, smiley. April says, smiley, wavy hand, wavy hand. AJOT says, thank you. April says, I like that, AJOT. Right on. And good gracious, we're at the bottom of the chat.
Woohoo!
How about that? I don't know what to do with myself.
I do. It's 11:30.
When God made me, he grinned and said, this'll be fun. Just in time, I'm out of coffee.
You can get another cup out there.
I'll take it. Not right now, though.
I was going to say, you want it right now or once we get off?
Well, wait a minute. Amanda says,
Woohoo! Bottom of the chat.
the other one.
Oh, Nighters, I'll see you Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Untethered Live for Chill Stream. Much love, y'all.
Much love, y'all. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I have totally enjoyed the conversation. I can't wait to see you again on Friday. I'm excited. I'm peeking. It's going to be good. April says, hit that like button, subscribe, join, support, share, and...
BJ,
And Amanda.
BJ, now I lay me down to sleep.
Yeah.
Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die,
I've been a good doggy.
Copyright.
VJ,
I'm your best friend.
right through it all. BJ,
Little kibbles and bits in the bowl. I've been a good
if
boy.
I die before I wake.
All right. Yeah, who knew it was a whole song? Kevin says, good night. Good night, Kevin. How are you, buddy? You've been awful quiet tonight. Judy says, bye, y'all. Debbie says, when God made me, he broke the mold and said, now that is perfection. Amen. Judy says, LOL. When God made me, he said, where did I put that other? Well, it's all right. It's already left. Maureen says, blessed night, folks. Stay safe. And Lady B says, Lamau, Debbie. Mark says, good night, everyone. Great time tonight, and see you all Friday. Amen, Mark. Good night, buddy. April says, see you in the next one. Love, hugs, and sweet dreams. I love you, April. Thank you. And Lady B says, good night. Good night, Lady B. April says, hi, Debbie. Love. Good night, everybody. And April says, perfect. That's a perfect ending. All right. When you go out into the world tomorrow, be nice to somebody. I promise you, it'll change your life. It's the best thing you could do for yourself and everyone else around you. And when people see your light shining, they're going to be drawn to you. They're going to want to know why you're so happy. That'll give you an invitation to tell them why. It's a beautiful concept. Try it. Debbie says, I am not conceited. I am convinced. Haha. Right.
My mother used to say that.
Yes. All right. Thank you all for watching. God bless you. I bid you adieu. Thanks for watching.
Good night, y'all.